Hi. Hello. I'm here now. Ugh. Let me hide. Boop. You. Okay. Oh my god. Hey. Hello. What's up? Oh my god. I'm so fucking tired. How's it going? How is it going? We have a tiny kitten waiting for his meal right now. He's being a baby. A sweet baby. But anyway, yeah, no, it's a wig. It is a wig. This is not helping sell the fact that it's a wig, but no, it's a wig. It's a wig! I already had my makeup done from filming, so I was like, fuck it. I don't want to redo it, and then my hair is gross after wearing a different wig for filming, so I was like, whatever, I'll just put on a comfortable wig, and this is the most comfortable, normal looking wig that I have right now. So, yes. So, we're gonna do some Stardew today. Should be good. You're hungry? I'm hungry too. I was gonna get food, then my fiance was like, I'm gonna go get you food, so now that's happening, and I have to wait. But it's okay. Let me get Stardew up. There we go. You're eating Taco Bell? Jealous. That sounds good. You're super excited? Ooh, you're trying on suits for what? That's fun. Yes, we're both waiting for food. Desperately. I get mine sooner though. Ugh. Ah. But anyway, how's everyone's week? How's everyone's Friday? Is everyone happy the week is over? I'm happy the week is over. Thank you! Thank you very much! Thank you very much. Ugh, I am so sleepy. I filmed for most of the day today, up until this point. Unfortunately, what I wanted to film didn't end up getting filmed. I had to adjust the plot, which I hate having to do, but it's fine. My body said no, so I had to listen. And I'm mad about it, but it's fine. It's okay. I'll talk about it more later. It's too not safe for work to talk about on here. Anyway. We're just using cheats and stuff if we want to. It's not like a lot of cheating. We're doing a little bit. Also, let me change this. That was from the last stream. No! That's funny. Yeah, I need to edit after I'm done. Okay. I have to edit after stream tonight, so hopefully I'm not up too late, but yeah. You're going to a fancy restaurant. Fun. That's very fun. That's very fun. I always like doing that. No, I'm gonna stream after this on Fansly also. We're still doing that stream. We'll make it be a short one. I won't set goals because I think my body is physically needing to recover so I can film next week. Oh, fuck my life. So yeah. So we are gonna do that. We'll probably watch a movie or something, hang out. I'll set a few goals. I'm just not gonna do like a cum show goal, I think. And then, yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a bath stream. We gonna bath. It's not gonna be that long because of that. I'm not gonna set a cum show goal. I will set a taking clothes off goal because I will be wearing some clothes. I'm gonna wear a zippy binder though, because otherwise that's just... We learned last time that was a bad idea. Yeah. So it'll take me a little bit longer to set that stream up, but it's gonna be chill. It's gonna be chill, and then we'll watch a movie in the bath together. And, yeah. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. It'll be chill. It won't be that long. Stream will start at like... This stream will probably go... It's like 3-ish right now. We'll probably go to like 5:30. It's not super long, but we'll do a solid stream here. And then I'll swap over and I'll try to start at like 6:30 for the next one. And then we'll go for like a little over the length of a movie or something. And then after that, I will finish editing. And hopefully that will have... I will have everything done and ready. Fuck. I won't have the video we filmed Wednesday done. That one will definitely be finished Monday. But it should be pretty early on Monday. I should be able to get it done pretty fast. Oh, my food's here. So yeah. We can do like an hour and a half to 2 hours. It doesn't have to be like a short movie, you know? I feel like that's partially true, yeah. I feel like it's mostly... Gooners, just in general, but... Alright, let me go grab my food really fast, and then we can start actually playing here, and let's recolor everything. This house is ugly as fuck. I'm gonna throw the break screen up, just so I can go talk without you guys overhearing me. But it'll literally be like 2 seconds, and then we'll find something to listen to, some drama or some shit while we play, and it'll be fun. It'll be chill. Yeah, alright. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, and we're back, and I have nuggets. Ugh. Whew. All right. They're chicken nuggets. What do you mean? Like from McDonald's. I don't think they sell, I think they only do the McDonald's shaped ones, like the boot and shit. I also have fries. And the dogs are trying to steal. Oh. No. An M-shaped one for McDonald's? Lol. Oh my god. Give me a sec to eat a few things here because I have not eaten anything today. Because filming. So. Nope. Not me, bitch. I don't know who the fuck your mistress is, but it's definitely not me. Oh, fuck. It's so good. Okay. Let's see. Where's some drama? Let's see if there's any Am I the Assholes or something. That's better. It's not that he has a lack of neck, it's just that fluffy. Go, Munchie, go! Alright, Bobs. Bobs, leave the room so you can go get food. Go. 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 Go with your daddy. Ugh. Okay. Let me shut the door. Trap the kitten. Okay. Oh. Okay, this one might be tea. I don't want my sister in my wedding due to her Tourette's. Can't decide which side I'm gonna end on that one. So sorry. Sorry you didn't get to see the munching. Forgot to move the camera. You can see him cry at the door though. Either you are the avaricious proprietor exploiting those employed by you because it is imperative to be in compliance with what? What? Did you have a stroke? Did you have a stroke while you wrote that? What the fuck are you talking about right now? Wait. Anyway. Let me grab a link for you guys. The fuck? Damn, we getting Monday chat on Friday right now. Shh, shh, shh. Here you go. Lemon. Everyone just hates the Chiefs. See, I don't know shit about sports. Some people get really mad about hung bottoms, because they're like, why aren't you using it? Which is... What? But yeah, it's, I don't know why people get so mad about that. I've seen that too, though. No, no, no cricket. We're gonna listen. Wedding drama, chat. Wedding drama. Okay. Wedding drama while I eat my nuggies. It's not your fault. Exactly. So, are you being a doggy? Little puppy sniffer. Yeah, you can't have my food. It's not for you. You just ate. So I don't know why we keep having to tell people this, but don't believe everything that you read on the internet. Did you see it on Forbes? Because Forbes is full of shit. Forbes literally just makes up shit. Like, I wish, girl, I'd own a house. Please be serious. Alright, when we throw up the timer, so you guys can listen with me if you want to, because whatever. All right, 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories. If you love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too. And let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now today's first story has a trigger warning of ableism on it, so if you do want to skip it, please feel free to do so. Timestamps are always down in the description and along the timeline below. Thank you. Now today's first story comes from Cookie Item 8576.
I think we might, Lemon.
I the arsehole, but not having my sister with Tourette's in my wedding ceremony. I, 28 female, am getting married to my fiance, Max, 25 male, this summer. My sister, who I call Megan, 32 female, has pretty serious Tourette's. Certain physical movements and saying, ha ha ha, are her most common tics, but there are others as well. As long as I've been alive, I've never seen Megan sit through a long ceremony or presentation without tics. Not even our high school or college graduation, or for any siblings' graduations.
We need the bucket. We need the paint bucket.
Also extremely loud, bordering on yelling, and most of the time repetitive. I have involved and invited Megan to every aspect of the wedding. The rehearsal dinner, the bachelorette party, and the reception. Except for the actual ceremony. My fiance and I are writing our own
Is that the
vows,
only one?
I just want to hear him say them without interruption. The ceremony is fairly long.
Kitty.
I seriously doubt Megan's ability to go that long without ticking. She has said that holding back tics is like holding back a sneeze, only 1,000 times more difficult.
Chat, don't enable the idiots in chat. Don't enable them. You're enabling them.
Or B, trying to suppress them the whole time. Either way, it would be a miserable experience for her. I've explained Megan's situation to guests who are unaware, but in Max's family, there are several young children and elderly people that I doubt will have tact. Megan was heartbroken when I told her I didn't want her at the ceremony. I explained my reasoning to her about how the ceremony wouldn't be fun for her either way, but she didn't want to hear it. She admitted that she will likely tic when we're reading our vows, but instead we can just pause and carry on or speak over it. I know this is selfish, but I don't want Max to pause or speak over someone.
Seems a bit presumptuous to tell them to stop reading their vows.
Accused me of being mean, ableist, and a bridezilla.
Man, it doesn't feel like bridezilla. I feel like it's valid to be concerned about constant interruptions during your vows. Is there like a waiting room or something she could watch in that has like televised? Sometimes they'll do that for like people who have kids that are gonna make outbursts.
And are very well behaved, even though their ceremony was longer than what we're planning ours to be. So that's why I'm fine with them. I don't know if this helps, but I'm also autistic and have severe struggles when my routines are interrupted when things don't happen.
Okay, and OP's autistic also, so I feel like that needs to be taken into consideration.
Two type A, etc. Maybe this is just me letting my controlling personality get in the way.
It doesn't sound controlling.
Edit 2. Deleted the previous edit 2, which was expressing my concern that my post would be removed for talking about violence. This is
Girl,
my
what
first
the
time
fuck are you
using
talking
Reddit,
about right now?
I've tried to post 2 different subs where I was told even an allusion to violence would get my post taken
I just
down.
filmed porn all day, and my brain is fried from filming porn all day and shoving things up my ass. I just want to play video games and relax. It's Friday. Shut the fuck up.
And other guests. There is a non-zero chance you could injure yourself or others. This is the actual crux of the issue.
Wait, what?
I could possibly potentially handle
Why is she
verbal
injuring people?
interruptions, although they would make me incredibly unhappy and uncomfortable. But I don't think I can deal having to stop the wedding because someone has been hurt. It usually only happens in high-stress situations, / when she was younger. But crowds or large groups of people have historically been a trigger for her, and the ceremony would require for her to stand in front of a huge crowd pretty closely to other bridesmaids. It's only happened a few times this past year, but it should make me feel confident. But I feel like the anxiety has just been growing and growing.
That would cause me anxiety if one of my bridesmaids might accidentally hurt someone else they're standing by. What?
She has a history of either underestimating or minimizing how bad her tics would be. She said she could handle her stresses and manage them, but whacked me in the face at a funeral a couple of years ago.
What the fuck is happening in chat?
And I'm truly sorry if this is ableist, but I simply don't believe or trust her anymore. She's either not being truthful with me.
I don't think you're being ableist here.
How bad the tics can get.
I think she's being ableist, not taking your autism into consideration.
I did not mean to communicate that.
Considering it is your wedding.
Cared if Max's family did not approve of her. If that
It's not like it's Christmas, it's your wedding.
The wedding, since those family members will also be there. Based on her previous reactions to similar situations, I assume that kids staring would upset her, not me. Stress is a big trigger for her.
I guess that's where you fuck up, is assuming her triggers for her.
Dictate how she would feel.
But
it's hard to balance. Reread the previous edit.
But it's like barely a fuck up. It's just kind of like
underestimating how bad things could get.
Not really your problem what her triggers are at that point.
There is a nursery room in the church where people can watch what's happening in the church live on a TV inside. I hadn't known about it because it wasn't there when I was a kid.
Oh, see? Okay, she can watch in the TV. That's what I was saying.
I speak to Megan. I very much appreciate if you read the FHQs before commenting.
If anything, they're being ableist towards her because they're completely ignoring her autism.
Why didn't you suggest a compromise such as Skyping? Opie says I genuinely did not.
Yeah, that's what I think, Jean. She fucked up by assuming a lot of things, but also if the sister is like, I can totally do it, but she's done it like a month ago, then I feel like that's kind of the end of the story. You can give her compromises, and if she wants to cooperate, she can take those, otherwise.
Such as they believe the environment would lead me to have a meltdown, then I would understand. Someone says, what if your child has Tourette's? How would you feel if they were excluded?
Well, it won't be at the wedding.
Says, since Tourette's, as many of you have pointed out, is genetic, Max and I have thoroughly discussed how we would raise them.
Also, plenty of kids are not at weddings.
We demand reasonable accommodations from school and the workplace, but will not insist they be involved in every single activity that kids without Tourette's can do. If we had a child that was in a wheelchair, we would not insist they be put on the track.
That's such a bad example.
Able-bodied kids to see if they can wheel the 400-meter fast and they can run it. We find an organization that caters to children in wheelchairs and specializes in helping them be active. A hypothetical child would understand.
I think the fact that their dad agrees with her says a lot.
But we will always provide alternatives, and they will never be made to feel less
This is not like it's just OP
says, why can't you just say
thinking this is reasonable.
OP says, I don't want to. That's literally it. I feel pretty justified in all my other plans.
Why can't you say your vows in private?
Simply a selfish desire.
Because it's her wedding? What? Also, you literally have to say it in front of the officiant and the audience, otherwise it doesn't count. That's the whole fucking point.
You can call me the asshole for that if you wish.
Did Monty make a second account or some shit?
Consider that our tics particularly
Oh yeah.
your own disability, autism. Opie says it has never been taken very seriously by my family. Because it
doesn't sound like it has.
If one child is drowning and the other one is barely treading water, you go to the drowning child first.
As if you can't be drowning with autism. Like, what do you mean? That can be just as difficult. What the fuck?
I've never been ableist to Megan. When I say I worry about their behavior, I specifically mean younger children and elderly people who are mentally there, being able to stop themselves from sharing. Another comment says, why do you care what Max's family thinks?
Well, do we have more seeds?
I don't know how else to communicate that. It's not this, Max's family stares, etc. I'm upset at. It's this, Max's family stares, etc. This upsets Megan. This stresses her and increases the likelihood of ticking. She has a violent tick and harms herself or others. There is also selfish option B. It causes a verbal tick.
I am 29.
It's just me being upset.
Ooh, we got shit.
Someone says, if the kids are well behaved at the other wedding you mentioned, why can't they be told by their parents on how to behave at this one?
Because it's not about the fucking kids. It's about the fact she might hurt one of the other bridesmaids.
You were right.
What the fuck?
Catastrophizing.
That's not chill. You can't put other people in a position where they might get hurt just to appease someone else's emotions. That's just not how this fucking works.
I was projecting my own personal experience.
Like, mental illness is excusable up to the point that you're causing other people harm, and then you just can't really be using that as a reason.
Prepared from conversations from their parents and know what to expect versus kids who see some random lady yelling in the supermarket and their mum snaps at them to stop staring. In my mind, all kids were the same. I would also like to clarify that I'm upset about her verbal tics because they affect me. I'm sensitive to loud and unexpected noises, which is
because of the autism. That makes sense.
Most of the time I push down my negative reactions, but if it was just us alone in a room, I would still be distressed by her tics. Someone says, what are her violent
Yeah, the fact that
tics?
her tics are distressing to you, I feel like it's your wedding.
Stomping and flailing her arm.
You're gonna have the one day.
Stomping and flailing.
That's normal, but what was the elbow thing?
With the elbow, she's explained she must elbow someone or something. Most of the time it's just a wall or whatever. Chair, couch she's sitting on. But sometimes it's a person. The elbow
Carry a pillow with you then. What the hell?
It's hard to hold back.
You don't get to use that excuse to. You're just actually using that as an excuse to abuse people. What the fuck?
My dad at Thanksgiving. No offense to him, but he has a decent
Yeah, I'm actually fully on your side, and I'd cut that whole side of the family that agrees with any of that behavior off, like, within 2 seconds, because fuck that shit.
There's a lot of layers to this one as well, you know. Sister's Tourette's to start off with, an OPS autistic herself, and
I draw the line at throwing hands, and then, like, oh, but I have to. Cool, stay at home then.
Safety of people as well.
That is annoying.
Potentially a highly stressful situation where those tics could flare.
We do not have an
axe.
axe.
Experiences that OP's talked about, and I feel like OP really does want her sis to be a part of it. She's genuinely worried about everything that's going on. You know, she's trying to include her in everything else.
Why don't we have an axe?
I kind of feel like there's gonna be no, unless the Skype thing's accepted or something.
Right? Why does that have to be a person?
Perfect solution to this because the sister's accommodation with her Tourette's.
Also, like, how big is she?
Sensory issues. It just feels like.
Because is she doing this
there's gonna be no
to like any person, including kids?
The TV or Skype or
something along those
lines. But OP came in with her first update and said additional context I think will help. All 3 girls are moved out of the house. Max and I have an apartment in a big city that will remain unnamed for privacy reasons. And my youngest sister, 24 female, I will call her Mia, is in law school at a university that will also remain unnamed. We're both in relatively
because she has another sister
from our hometown, where Megan and our parents live.
What does the other sister think?
Where everyone knows everyone type of deal. And Megan attended a community college, where she was already known by the professors and student body. While Megan lives on her own, she's very reliant. I
know. It's because I don't go outside, so I don't see the sun. Therefore, I do not age.
It could cause her to swerve.
Life hack.
In my opinion. So my mum drives her to and from work every day.
Don't go outside, you won't age.
Looking down on Megan in any way, but not attending a 4-year big name like Mia and I, or for needing extra help from our parents.
Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't mean she gets to go to your wedding at the expense of everyone there.
I'm very close. In my opinion, my mum does things for Megan.
It sounds like she's extremely fucking coddled, to be honest, if the mom is excusing any of that behavior.
Instead, our mum usually calls us and says, Megan wants X, or Megan mentioned she felt Y. A fight about the wedding.
Girl, she has Tourette's. That doesn't mean she can't speak to herself. Like, what the fuck? She's not a child. She has Tourette's.
And not Megan. I told her that Megan and I are both grown adults who are capable of handling ourselves. I said I will not take anything into consideration other than what directly comes from Megan's mouth.
Yeah,
If Mum
seriously.
tells me Megan is upset, I will disregard it.
Yeah, cause like, what the hell is this?
She steamrolled over my request and
Like, she's the
threw it in
oldest
face
sister
and
at that.
for the wedding
Like, girl.
to her and Dad, which I regretted. I said I'm willing to work something out with Megan, but if they refuse to communicate or try to disrupt our conversation, all three of them will be disinvited. I reminded her Megan was an adult and hung up. I won't copy and paste the exact text I sent Megan, but here are the main points.
Call them on their shit. They're enabling her to abuse people.
Sorry. Please let me explain.
That shit pisses me
I
off.
want to talk, not text. Things are too easily misconstrued. Your verbal tics have never been a problem for me. I didn't mean to make you feel ashamed of them. I don't want you to feel like we can't talk. The wedding ceremony is a one-time thing. I can explain if you call me. Mum and Dad are not present in the room when she calls me. I've already called Mum and told her to stay out of my business. I want to talk to her alone. And breaking my trust on this will have serious consequences. A list of 2-hour blocks in the next 3 days I'm available to have a conversation. And
I think OP is handling this very well,
she
actually.
responded, picking one of the times tomorrow and nothing more. But I'm hopeful we can
Yeah,
work
Mom's
this out.
fucking this up.
Update 2. Called
As she
Megan.
probably has from the
I
beginning.
called Megan this morning. I'll summarize our conversation, excluding any verbal tics. It's very,
Drop a fry.
very long, and all names are fake for privacy reasons. I will refer to myself as Michelle. I told Megan I was sorry for her.
Everyone's an M name.
Megan said it was especially mean because I know how sensitive she is about weddings and that they're a sore spot for her.
The fuck?
I'm bamboozled. I informed Megan that I was not aware that weddings were
You
a
know
particularly
how
sensitive
hard
subject for
weddings
her.
are for me. Cool, it's not your wedding, I don't care.
Megan and I are at the age where pretty much everyone is getting married. More so for
What the
Megan
fuck?
because she lives in our small hometown. Plenty of women and one man she considers her close friends did not invite her to their wedding at all. She works at a boutique and
Interesting.
encountered friends shopping for jewelry. but weddings
Nobody
she
else
wasn't
invited her either.
to. But I didn't know that last part. Megan does not believe me. How can I not know how upsetting it is when she and my mum have repeatedly mentioned the exclusion to me every time it happens? My answer? Well, you never told me you didn't get invited.
It's almost like she has
and you were sad
autism
about it. You just
and
told
might
me
not
you weren't
understand the
getting invited.
subtext.
Megan says it's pretty easy to figure
Are you
out.
guys, like, not
Thinks I'm being purposefully obtuse.
Trying to communicate or
I was
explain
supposed
anything
pick it
to
up
OP?
from context clues. The fact that she even said it. Her tone when she said
Like,
it. How many times she
She
mentioned
might
it,
need things
and apparently
explained a little
literally
more
everyone
than you
else
just
had.
assuming that she knows
Megan
that.
cries. I don't know what to do. I just wait until she stops. I remind Megan that I struggle interpreting things like that.
Yeah, see,
This
exactly.
line's from Max, who I consulted, but he was not in the room. I told her that, just like she needs some accommodations for her Tourette's, I need accommodations for my autism.
That's what I
And
was
she has to
saying.
explain things to me, especially feelings-related things, because I need that extra help. Brief interlude, you can skip if you
Yeah,
want.
that seems
Megan
obvious.
says, you need someone to explain crying to you. I said, this is the first time you've cried about
Bro,
it to me.
that's
Obviously,
not-
I know what crying means. I'm not a complete
That's so
dumbass.
annoying.
Megan said, I didn't say you were a complete dumbass.
You're implying
I
it.
said I felt like it was implied. Megan said, you just told me how bad you're understanding implications. Opie says, I can still guess. Megan says, well, you'll guess.
Oh, I hate the
To her,
sister.
but repeat what
Oh,
I
I
said.
hate the sister,
Explain
actually.
to me. You said we didn't need to do that anymore, only because Aunt Marie was such
Girl,
a
what
bitch
the
about
fuck?
it. Context. When I was 15, my dad's sister came to live with us and help out. Around this time, I verbally expressed my need for clear explanations, and she was so annoying. Example, just stop at a red light and huff, then turn to me in the back
Bro,
seat
why
and
did
say
YouTube
slowly,
reload on me? That was so
means
weird.
I'm annoyed. Like I was a toddler
Hi.
or something.
I'm still
My
here.
parents and sister attended with good faith and told off my aunt when she was being condescending in front of them. But they never quite caught on to what explanations I needed or didn't. I just got
Did they
tired of
even
correcting
try?
them and announced I was fine
Doesn't seem
after
like
about
it.
6 weeks or so. Max is very good explicitly stating his feelings because his mum is a therapist. The whole family is
I'm very happy that
communicative
she found
and
her
verbalize their
fiancé.
emotions. I didn't know you were
He
upset
sounds
about
great.
it. I realized Megan did not know for the same reason I didn't know weddings upset her. I never told her. Plus, her tics were about at their height when this was
That's
going on.
very self-aware
I
of you,
absolutely couldn't blame
OP.
her for not being observant. especially as I do not have typical tales of neurotypical people when they're upset. Now, I explained to Megan my idea of the nursery room and live streaming it to her so she can see it. The next accusation from Megan. You're ashamed of me, just like friends are.
I
You
just
think
clicked
I'm
that one.
embarrassing.
Oh my god, no!
If I was ashamed,
That's
I
clearly
wouldn't
not what's
invite her to
happening.
anything at all. I tell her I didn't want her at the ceremony specifically because, one, the
Like, dude, you're
sudden
just
loud
being
noises
disrespectful
really
at this
will
point.
distress me, especially in a typical setup.
It's like you
when
don't even
bridesmaids
care
are
that
behind
it's
me
gonna
and I
upset
can't see
her.
them, so I won't even have a warning it's coming. She says fine in a tone I'm able to pick up on, and I ask her if this is how she really feels. Because if it's not, fine, she needs to tell me. I haven't even brought up the possibility of violence yet because that will make her even more upset. After a significant pause, she says no offense, but she feels like I'm just saying this to hide that I'm ashamed of her.
Oh
And
my
her
god,
friends
dude.
make lots of excuses like that too.
Oh.
I say no, but I understand why it looks that way because I've always downplayed my own issues when I'm with our family. Something else Max coached me on / suggested to me. I said that if she thought I
Yay,
was lying,
Max.
she could talk to Max, his family, or any one of my friends who can verify my sensitivity to the loud sound isn't recent. She says fine in a way that I interpreted it as being more modified. And I said I'm worried about her violent tics.
Bruh.
She seems more understanding, but insists
Good
she
for
can
me
handle
for
it.
getting out of the
I try
industry.
to gentle my voice as much as possible, but
Are
explain
you
that
slow?
anything above a 0% chance is
Have you been
unacceptable
dropped
to
on
me.
your head
She
recently?
says it's not that bad, but her tone of voice
Do you want me to do
reflects
it?
she's different. I interpret from this she might actually agree with me, but is not ready to admit it yet, or doesn't believe what she's saying. A reminder that all of our family are historically bigger, and that she works out a lot.
Wait, how
which
big
I
is she?
admire her for. None of the family members really gets hurt when she elbows because we're all around her size, but she has to be reminded that she's a 5'10" muscular woman.
Bruh, she tall.
I reiterate this and bring up one of my bridesmaids as an example.
She would
Direct quote.
wreck me if
All
she
of the
elbowed me.
other
Oh my god.
Last names would be fine, but Mary is 5 foot and 115 soaking wet. If you elbowed, she would go the fuck
Like,
down.
if she elbows a kid?
She laughs a little uncomfortably, but I'm not joking.
Girl.
A reminder
You
of
ha-
Nana's funeral.
like, this is
where
very
she said
much a
she'd be fine
concern.
And then ended up smacking me in the face. I said I know Tourette's can be unpredictable, but she's had 32 years.
Does she
to
not
figure out
do
her
like
limits.
therapy or
A reminder that
anything, or
she's
find any like
consistently
ways
misled
to
about
work
how bad
around
things
this, or
will be.
try to be like a little bit
She swears
considerate
this
of
time will
others? What the
actually be
fuck?
fine, as she knows herself better than I do, and it's condescending to assume that
Clearly
she's lying.
not.
She also reminds me Nana's wedding was years ago. She says she's improved, and a reminder of the last elbowing incident
Have you?
was months ago. I give up at this point. I'm so tired of her lying. She knows she's lying, I know she's lying, and she knows I know. I say fine. You can be in the ceremony if you say you can. But if you
Bruh.
hurt someone during the ceremony, you'll have to leave immediately. You'll be
There is no
disqualified from
industry to be
reception.
getting out of.
If they
He's
sue you, I will
slow
not help
in the
you
head.
financially or help you find a lawyer. And I will cut you off completely and not speak to you anymore. You will not get to meet your nieces and nephews ever. If you're truly willing to risk all that, then you
That's
must
true,
be truly
Lemon.
confident. And I trust you. Otherwise, the nursery room is always open, and you can watch on the TV.
I feel like that's a
She doesn't
perfectly fine
answer me, but
compromise.
starts crying and saying, how can I do this to her? This is the only way she'll ever be in a wedding in any way. No one else wants
Go, you
her,
go
but
get
her own
married.
family should. It's not fair, and she just wants for one time in her life to be in a wedding. This is a lot of information to process for me, so I just kind of pick out one piece and blurt it out before I can process the rest as a whole. Why do you
No,
think you'll
don't
get
duplicate
married?
Monty.
She says, are you delusional? Nobody would ever want
One
to
of them
marry
is
me.
enough, okay?
I know
One of
this
them is
really
charming and
insensitive.
funny,
I wasn't
and
trying to be
adds
mean.
a
It was
little
just my first
bit of
reaction. I didn't think over it.
silliness to stream.
I just said
More than
flatly,
one is
Megan, you're being
making my
really
brain hurt.
stupid. This seems to shock her into silence. I continue. You're very smart. You're very pretty. You work out, and you're a good person. There are lots of people out there you haven't met yet, and that could be a great match. Maybe even someone who has Tourette's too. So you're writing yourself off. And
Yeah, I don't
preemptively
just go
giving
get
up.
married
This is
yourself,
incredible.
girl.
She sighs and says, "You don't get
Like,
it."
it's not your
I said,
sister's
"Yes, I
job
do.
to provide
I
you a
know,
wedding
also
so that you
won't
can get
understand me
fulfillment from
until I
that. What the
met Max.
fuck?
I tell her that she stayed in our hometown her whole life, and there's a reason I didn't marry anyone from there.
Yeah, move.
I did something off
Literally
script,
move.
which surprised me, but I said,
Get away from
"No,
your
she doesn't
mom,
like
who
big
is
crowds, but she should come to
infantilizing the
city
fuck
with
out of
me
you,
and
and
Max,
that is
not just me."
absolutely making your
I
shit
said
worse.
she'd try and meet new people. She seemed taken
Like-
aback and almost horrified by the thought. So I said something was probably
Find a professional wrestler.
and said,
Find someone who's really into that, okay?
This tweaker will be doing something way more disruptive than you at any given time.
Ugh. Fucking
She got
itchy
really
wig.
quiet and didn't say anything. So I reiterated my points.
Oh wait, is this
I'm not
closed?
ashamed
Probably.
of the ticks in
No,
and
she's still
of
there,
themselves.
yes.
I'm worried about potential harm they could cause. The motor ticks are self-explanatory, and the vocal ticks will distress me and make me uncomfortable. If she wants to bet our entire relationship on her confidence she won't motor tick and hurt someone, she can be my guest, but I'm done. She starts begging me. Why can't I get a bigger venue so the bridesmaids have more room?
It's not about how big the venue is, girl.
Tick. Or why did I pick so many bridesmaids when I knew she would be one and she would be crowded?
That's
Why can't I
presumptuous.
just say my vows in private? Why can't I just
Also,
ignore
not
how
about
she
you.
ticks?
It's not about you.
Why?
Because it's
Finally,
not
she
about
said
you.
she felt
Because
like
it's
I
not
didn't
your
take
fucking
her
wedding.
into
Oh my god.
consideration and planned the wedding without thinking of her at all.
Yeah.
I snapped. I said,
Yeah,
"Of course I didn't
obviously.
think of you. It's my
What the
fucking wedding.
fuck?
Mine. I spent my entire life thinking of you and
Get some
how things
recipes
might
here.
affect you and what you need instead of what I do. I moved this far away so I could stop thinking about you.
Oh.
You got everything.
OP.
You got mom and dad's attention.
OP.
All the sympathy. All the money
Yes,
went towards your
OP.
treatments. I didn't get to see a therapist. Just drive you to and from your appointments. When I was 9, you slammed a car door on my hand because of your tics and broke my finger. Do you remember that? Mum and Dad were more concerned about me reassuring you I didn't blame you than my broken bone. Everything is about you and your feelings. Oh, Megan is taking too much.
It just
to
keeps
pack
getting
a
worse.
backpack. You get it, Michelle. I know she threw a vase at your head during a rage fit, but Michelle, imagine how bad she feels. Megan's sitting alone at lunch again. Be a good sister and abandon your friends.
This is ableism.
No, I can't even.
This is actually ableism. Enabling
Megan was silent.
anyone because of whatever mental illness, disability, anything, enabling them to hurt other people, and then excusing it because of whatever affliction is happening. That's ableism. Okay? Because you're assuming they can't do any better than that. And they can. Fuck off.
My family. He never really said anything except the very I support your decision.
Right.
He would like to have input, especially as they will soon be his family as well, and hopefully interacting with
Yeah, it's also your
children.
fiance's job to protect you, so.
Because his mum's a therapist and uses therapy speak pretty regularly. That's been passed on to both her kids. Secretly, I think he thinks he's sort of an honorary therapist because he was raised by one and got treated by another. Earlier in our relationship, when I was accepting advice of family members, he would say things like, "You seem to have an avoidant attachment style, probably from being ignored by your parents in childhood." I told him in no uncertain terms I did not care to be psychoanalyzed, and that was that. We talked a lot, but the gist of it is that he has opinions on my family and struggles with his instinct to protect me and his desire to respect my decisions.
I mean, that's super valid.
And take his opinion into consideration when deciding about family matters. He promised to stop the therapy talk and says that was more him being 21 than trying to impress me with big words.
Lol.
I've noticed he doesn't really do it anymore. So after my call with Megan, I walked into our shared bedroom, and he didn't even have time to
Sometimes
ask how it
therapy
went before
speak
I
is
burst into
useful.
tears. He held me for a while. I am fine with physical touch and affection, especially from him, as long as it's not unexpected. Eventually my phone started ringing again, and I saw that it was Mum. I told Max that I didn't want to talk to her, but if I didn't pick up, it would become a whole thing. He just silently held out his hand, and I didn't realize what he meant. I put my phone in it. The conversation wasn't on speaker. I didn't really care enough to try and listen to what she said, and for the most part I don't remember what he said after telling my mum I couldn't come to the phone. Just the beginning. Well, Michelle's crying too. I think you should be just as concerned about that. And the end. Yeah, well, my parents have said they're more than happy to walk her down the aisle, so you think on that. I told Max about this post.
Shit.
He was a little confused but supportive, and thinks
Yo.
it's funny. I've picked out names starting with M for everyone. I
Yeah.
haven't had any more calls from family, but Max called his mother, very nice lady, and put her on speakerphone. And she reiterated she'd happily walk me down the aisle with her husband.
That's sweet.
So that's it for now. I find the anonymity very freeing, as well as writing
Bro.
down what happened. I'll update you all as soon as
That is
there one.
crazy.
And OP adds one more update. Short one, but it says Max and I have officially disinvited Megan and my parents from my wedding. I'm getting lots of support.
Oof, even
from
your
his
dad?
family.
rough.
All the advice I feel
He was on your side.
So I'm gonna delete this account as
Rip
it
Dad.
served its purpose. I'll leave this up for a little while before I do it so people who are invested in it can see it. Thanks for all the advice.
Damn.
And help. So in the end, it sounded like the wedding was just the breaking point after decades of OP basically being sacrificed. And it just felt like OP's outburst was like something that's been holding for a very, very long time. And I think OP's made the right decision for themselves, and you know,
Get the
fair play
rest.
for putting up those boundaries and going with them, regardless of, you know, what she's been through, etc. And we always talk about things that have been normalized for her. It's still got to be heartbreaking to
Rip,
separate
bro.
from your family like that. In the end, it's probably.
I don't know why that would
thing,
make me want
but it's still
to
gonna hurt
date
in
you.
this
But...
moment. There's a part of me as well. I feel like I may get some flack for it, but I can't help but feel for Megan at the same time as well. I think that she's being failed by her parents, and they've made her completely dependent. I'm sure some people would say it was manipulation or something along those lines when they was having this conversation, but the line, nobody would ever want to marry me, and
Girl,
the
that's smaller than my
isolation from her
boyfriend.
friends, etc., because of her tics, is sad. It's incredibly sad. And it just feels like she's never going to make any
That don't
progress in her
impress
life, you
me
know, in a
much.
small town, being driven everywhere, etc., etc. It kind of feels like they've treated her like she's fragile and incapable, and now she believes it. But now I'm going to turn this one to you guys. What do you guys make of this situation? How would you have dealt with it if it was you? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below.
I feel like she handled it as good as she could have, honestly.
Involved in the stories.
I feel like she handled it as good as she could have. Oh my god. Bro. Who sent the idiots to my chat? What is happening? What is happening right now? Also, yeah, since when do I have a house? I literally said if I was rich, I would have a house. What is happening? So you, and then we've got you, and then we can get that one at least. Find another thing to listen to in a sec. We'll find, there's a lot of Am I the Assholes we have not listened to, so. Oh. If I was a rich man, go into the thing. That's a good question. Also, I just realized the timer's still going. That is a good question. I think the wolf boy one was pretty good. It's hard to choose. What would be, I think the issue is usually once I've filmed it and edited it, it disappears from my brain. Yeah, the Wolf Boy one was pretty good. I like the Yunbum ones. Just because I like how that cosplay turned out. Nice, nice. What's another one? I do like the pastel clown one I did. That was fun. I'm blanking. I can't even think of videos I filmed. I filmed too many that I can't actually think of all of them. I think that's the problem. No, that sucks. That sucks. But yeah, I definitely do like any of the clown ones, so like the McDonald's one, definitely. Any of those are good. There's been a few anal ones I've been proud of, but I can't remember what I called them or what the cosplays were. What the hell? Right, Vincent, like I hate that question. I don't know. I don't know. Cowboy and the Pirate? Did I do that? I feel like you're fucking with me. I don't think I did that. Okay, I was like, I don't know about that one. I don't know about that. Listen, I do really like the sex ed one. That was definitely a good one. Also, the bros helping bros is a good one. I like any of the like creeper or enderman ones. Those are always fun. Yeah, we should do a pirate. We should definitely do a pirate. Okay. Girlfriend is not happy. I won't acknowledge her equity in the house we live in. Like, is she deserving of that equity, or like... No, I'm not gonna do a One Piece video. Mainly because I have not watched One Piece. I cannot. I know everyone loves it, but I just can't. My fiance is also a boy. We are both boys. We're getting gay married. Right? Like, he might, like, I'm like, which way is this gonna go? Because it's like, girlfriend's not happy? So, like, why, did you and your girlfriend bought a house together? Like, maybe we should have put a ring on it first before buying a house together, but, like, did she put money into it? Or did she not put money into it? That's really the crux. If she put money in, I feel like you should acknowledge it. And if she didn't, then fuck off. I don't know, it's pretty gay. Okay. Where's my mouse? There it is. Okay. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Play.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and today we're checking out some
unlock a new one.
And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider in a like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now, today's first story comes from Final Hurry 8081 from the Am I the Arsehole?
I saw a bit of that. What has Kanye been doing this time?
But not acknowledging my girlfriend's equity in the
I guess his girlfriend being naked was not enough attention.
I, 38 male, met my girlfriend, 32 female, 7 years ago when I was looking for a house. At the time, she was working for a guy who did custom carpentry.
Have fun filming. Hopefully it goes better than my filming did today.
Who I told I wanted to redo the kitchen in the house. She and her boss did some work for my kitchen renovation.
Seriously, I hope it goes better than mine.
About 5 years ago, we started dating.
I want to cry.
About 3 years ago, she moved in.
It's fine though.
We maintained separate finances at my insistence. I have 2 kids. I pay 100% of the mortgage, homeowner's insurance, HOA fees, and any maintenance costs that arise. We split groceries and utilities historically. About 4 months ago, my girlfriend lost her job. She's been looking.
Okay, so.
Not found anything. She's been paying most of her expenses using savings. About 2 months ago, I was reached out by a realtor.
Sure, Kanye. I don't think that really matters. Is the problem?
Looking to move back. They looked at another house that was for sale in their neighborhood, but they saw my house on the outside.
Hello.
And really loved it. He said they would be willing to pay a premium. I let them do a walkthrough and they made an insane offer. After talking to my girlfriend, I accepted. We're now looking for a new place.
So he's just repeating what he did last time? Okay.
Collecting on her equity when the sale is finalized. I thought she was joking, but
yeah,
she was serious.
No, there's no equity. What are you talking about?
In the house. She thinks she does because
thank you!
Kitchen during the renovation and helping maintain the house.
Oh my god, good luck. You got this. You got this.
Before we were dating.
You got this.
The maintenance
I'm so mad because like most of what I was able to do was the prep, and then as soon as it went to actually filming is
I do not think that is grounds for equity in the house. Am I?
Prep went so well that I'm
my mind is so warped that when OP said, you know, she has cleaning and occasionally unclogging the toilet.
If it wasn't for TOS, I would have just still filmed. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Absolutely not the arsehole in this situation, but it made me think about how long she's been thinking about that. Is it only since she lost her job? Was it before that? Or is it when she saw how much that you'd be getting? You know, you said it was a large amount. And then suddenly cash symbols appeared in her eyes, but whole competition says not the arsehole. I'm a woman in my 30s and this is insane. You paid for the work she did before your relationship, so that was not an investment of any kind on her part.
Yeah, she's crazy. Ooh, my axe is ready.
You pay for all the house costs. The work she does around the house at most could be considered a favor to you for offering her.
Bro.
Sheesh.
I wish I could get on your level. That's crazy. I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed because my body said no, everything is small. Suffer.
And paid minimal expenses expects to get large sums of money. Girlfriend had all those years of not paying rent. She should have been banking some serious cash. Then she wouldn't ask for handouts. Any equity is OP's. Maybe his kids. Another user says,
I just need to practice more, and then my body will succumb.
Edit. Either way, you now see what type of person your girlfriend is. I would suggest you go find a new
No, because literally, I
sometime later and said, a few weeks ago I posted about my girlfriend.
2 hours. I tried for 2 hours.
Well, I found out the reason she wanted
the issue, like,
is because she wanted
why I'm saying toss is the issue is because there was blood for some reason, which is not normal for me. So I was like,
I told her no. She apparently wants
I was hoping it would go away, and it didn't.
She started planning her exit strategy, but then lost her job.
And then I just kept making it worse.
At least a little bit of the equity.
And then I was like, okay, I just can't even do anything.
That'd be enough for her to leave. Well, after learning all of this, I broke up with her. House is set to close in the next 30 days, so my now ex needs to find a new place by then.
2 days in a row of it. There isn't even an editor's cut because I didn't film that part. It was literally the prep is where I failed.
Snordka's board says, I love that name.
No, I'm fine. It's annoying. It didn't hurt at all. That's why I was like, it was going well.
Reminding you of your ex. Sweet Honey Pie says she wanted equity in the house, but ended up with a no equity relationship. She's trying to cash in on the wrong investment. Not Sam says no.
Yes.
She was trying to Hail Mary to scam some cash from OP before she moved on.
Yes, please share. Share some. We can go have these.
Planning to get out after she got her 5% of the house she had been leaving, but then turns out, well, You know, as soon as this is not happening now, could you just give us a loan or spot me some money?
Yeah, no, this girlfriend is fucking crazy though. On a side note,
what do you guys make of this situation?
That's plenty.
Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below.
That's plenty for me.
Let's move on to another story.
I'm hurting myself.
Now,
Abuse.
comes from basic grapefruit 4826, and it says,
Abusing
"Am I
my
the arsehole
ass."
for not going to my co-worker's birthday party? Throwaway for privacy. So I, 24 female.
No, like
work
it
at
wasn't.
high
It's
school
not
with
like it was like
co-workers. Carrie,
gushing
29
or
female,
whatever.
26 female,
It's just like a little
and
bit, but because I
30
can't
female. All
film
of us
stuff
get along
with
well.
that there,
Lunch
I'll
together
get
every day,
immediately,
go for
that video
drinks to
will be
de-stress
banned,
from
so
work. Lol. Leslie
not
and Marissa
worth-
are a lot closer
not
to
worth
Carrie
it.
than I am for context. 2 weeks
annoyingly.
ago, Carrie made a group chat with our coworkers
Or I'll have
for
to
a
edit
20th
around
birthday
it, and
party,
it's just like a whole
but I wasn't
thing.
included.
And because
I
I'm
didn't
doing
know
a
until
cum
Leslie
shot,
asked
or
what
well, I'm doing a
friend I was
cream
buying for
pie, so
Carrie.
like
When I
it's
told
against
Leslie I
white,
didn't know about the
so it's like
party,
really
she
obvious.
asked me if I was arguing with Carrie. Honestly, I wasn't mad about not being invited. Me and Carrie aren't that close, and she can choose whoever she wants as a birthday guest. Leslie told me the day to
Yeah, I feel like
party, but I didn't
it would
plan to
suck
go because
trying
I
to-
don't want to be rude and come uninvited.
Like there's so many
Last
times I
Saturday
cannot
was
fit
Carrie's
my
birthday.
packer
I sent her a
into
happy birthday
any
message, and I hope that she enjoys her
of the
day.
clothes that I'm
Carrie said
wearing,
thank
and
you, we had a small conversation about her
it's times
plan.
like those that I'm happy I can
didn't get an
remove
invite
it
from her, so I
because
decided to stay
oh my
home.
god,
On Sunday,
that'd be so
I got
painful.
some text message from Marissa that went like this. Marissa said, "Hey, why didn't you go to Carrie's birthday party last night?" I said, "Oh, I'm not in a group chat, so I thought I wasn't invited." Marissa said, "Didn't Leslie tell you where it was? You could have shown up." I said, "Yeah, but Carrie didn't invite me. I don't want to be rude by coming without her knowing." Marissa says, "But we're still co-worker besties. You should have asked Carrie if you could go." I said, "If Carrie wanted me at her birthday, she would have told me. We talked yesterday morning."
So
Convo
weird.
ended there. Today's now Friday. 5 days since then, and the three of them completely avoid me.
What the
We used to
hell?
eat lunch together in the staff lounge, but now they eat in Carrie's classroom. And whenever I pass one of
I'm
them
so
during
sorry for
morning
your guys'
duty,
loss.
they just stare and ignore.
It's not for you.
The past few days were really rough, and I've cried during my lunches because they were my support system since I started teaching.
What is wrong with
I
them?
genuinely thought we were friends, but now I'm just rethinking about
What is
everything.
happening?
Am I the asshole for not going?
No?
What the hell is that kind
What
of
is
logic
that?
for these people?
Hello?
You're absolutely right. If I wasn't invited to a party,
That doesn't
I
make
would
any
just
sense.
randomly turn up. Even if people around her did hint that I should go, there's no way I would just turn up without the host's invite.
Yeah, I'm not
It's
randomly
just
showing up
wild.
to a party ever.
And I found it a bit ironic that their teachers, with the way that they were acting towards the end there,
Right?
pulling up in little groups, eating, having separate lunches from you, and making you feel like shit.
Well, there's two types of
I think
teachers.
it's
Ones that are
usually
stuck in
called
high school, and then
stories of
actual
mean girl
teachers.
behavior, but a commenter said to OP, "Honestly, you should talk to Carrie about this. Let her nip it in the bud. I'm sure she won't be happy. You're trying to force someone she didn't invite to go to a party."
Yeah, it's
OP
weird.
says yes. I've been trying to reach out to Carrie through text and visiting her during her off period, but she's given me the cold shoulder too. I don't know
Ooh.
why things changed after 2 years. Commenter says there's a saying, your work friends are just that. Work friends and not outside of work. Keep your distance from work buddies in the future. Friendly is okay, but don't let your guard down. These gals sound like mean girls from high school that didn't mature.
Yeah, they do.
OP says that's true. I guess it's hard for me to separate work from personal life because teaching literally takes up everything. I've known them for 2 years and we really did get along well. I guess things can change. Commodore says you weren't invited, so you didn't go. And even if you were invited, that doesn't make you an arsehole. Be careful though. I think
Yeah,
someone is
even if you were
still
invited, you don't
involved
have to go to the
here.
party.
And I
What
think
the
it's
hell?
OP, not the arsehole. OP says thanks for the insight. I'm really hoping
Okay.
that no one's trying to stir
It's
the
looking a
pot,
little
'cause
better in
I
here
hate
now.
workplace drama. But I'm probably going to cut ties with my co-workers for how they're treating me. Just really sucks right now. So OP comes in with her update and says gonna use the top comment to give you all an update. Earlier today, I sent a message to both Leslie and Marissa
go.
telling them how I felt. Leslie left me on red. Marissa sent me this text in verbatim. Okay, is that how you feel? After everything I did to help you when you were struggling,
What?
don't talk to me at work. Later, Carrie asked me if she can call me.
That's so
According to
weird.
her,
Why are they being
Leslie
this way?
texted the group chat that I was going, even though I wasn't invited. So Carrie reserved a spot for me at her birthday dinner. When I didn't show up, Carrie took it as me ghosting her. She
What
was
the
upset
hell?
and told everyone else what happened, hence the silent treatment. I told her I never got an invite and our previous conversation didn't imply that I was attending. We kept talking for a bit and in the end, Carrie needed some time to think about the situation.
Oh, Kyrie
Will I
needs
continue
time.
being friends with them? No. I'll be cordial, but
Girl.
keep it strictly work-related.
Oh my
I have
god.
to find some better friends. Again, I find it wild that
That
these
is
are
such
teachers
weird behavior.
and they're acting in the school bullying way. It's just
What the hell?
It's just sad, isn't it? But what do you guys make of this situation?
I have no
Let us know
words.
your thoughts down in the comments below, and let's move on to another story. Now, our next story comes from
Ooh.
AdAmbitious2537 from the True Off My Chest subreddit. And it says, I bought my sister's wedding dress. My sister got married 4 years
You
ago.
bought your
She had a
sister's.
beautiful wedding dress made by a tailor she loved. Some months ago, she told us she'd put it on a second-hand website to sell it because she and her husband could use the money. I knew it obviously had a huge sentimental value. She was even planning on having it shortened so that she could wear it again for their anniversary. She was selling it
Well, will be my
reluctantly.
next
I
cosplay.
could see the tears in her eyes when she told us.
I think the next one I'm doing is
What she doesn't
Raven,
know is
Femboy
I
Raven.
created an account on the website and bought it anonymously. I had a bonus last month and couldn't see a better way to spend the money. I plan on taking it to a tailor who made the dress, order the changes she wanted. Thankfully, we're the same size, and I wanted to gift it back to her for their anniversary in a few months.
Aw, that's
I
sweet.
love my sister, and I hope it makes her happy. Edit to add, some people are suggesting I didn't make any changes to
Is there
the
a
dress.
problem with this,
Thank you
or
for your concern. However, my
there
sister
a
was in the
question?
process of having it shortened with her tailor anyway. But my brother-in-law had to stop working for a few months due to his health and money started
where's the
getting a
issue
bit
here?
tight. That's why she had to sell it. She could no longer
Are you just
keep it
bragging
and
about being
absolutely not
a
pay
sweet
for the
sister?
changes.
Because I mean, like,
I've
get
arranged for
it,
the tailor
but
to resume the project.
I'm
As per
confused
my
why you're
sister's
telling us
wishes,
this.
before she had to sell the dress. A commenter says, save the fabric that you're cutting off. Opie says, of course, I was planning on crafting a bag or another accessory to go with it. I haven't decided yet. Commenter 2 says, what if she noticed the shipping addresses to you, spoiling the surprise? Opie says, I had it sent to a friend's location. Another commenter says, you're a good sibling. Another says, so very sweet. You're lucky to have each other.
is it a gay bucket? It's just it's a paint bucket. It just means that it can recolor stuff.
4 months later and says, first of all, I wanted to thank everyone
I
who
love you,
commented.
Shane.
Your kind words really warmed my heart. Many of you asked for an update, so here it is.
One of you will date
English
me.
is not my first language, so bear with me. A few weeks ago, we celebrated my sister's and brother-in-law's 4-year anniversary. Also the birthday of my nephew, who is now 1 year old. So the tailor did a wonderful job with my sister's wedding dress. Once the finishing touches were added, I put it in a beautiful box with a ribbon. The day before the celebration, I gifted it to her as an early anniversary present. She was surprised that I wouldn't wait till the next day. When she opened it, oh, it started me off already. Bloody onion ninjas.
Right, like, what
I
is
can't
the...
describe the face that she made. She recognized it instantly since we
I
shortened
think
it,
she's
but
just
left it
bragging.
otherwise unchanged.
I think she's literally
She had
just
tears in
bragging.
her
Like,
eyes as she
okay,
unwrapped the paper.
good for
She fully took it out of
you.
the box. She
Why are
laughed
you
when she
sharing this
realized
with
it was shorter.
us?
Told me it was her dream to have it shortened. I said it was all thanks to her tailor. I
Cool.
explained to her that I'd bought the dress with an account that had one of my
Is there
friends'
literally any
name, and
problem
then sent
here?
it to their place so she wouldn't suspect a thing. I could
Is the
tell she
color
had
palette of the
fallen between
game
all
dulled?
of the
Yeah, I
same
have a
too much
bunch of
present.
mods on
I'm
right
just
now.
really
If you look
grateful she got to
below
keep
in the
the wedding
description,
dress.
there's a
She
whole
hugged me
list
and we cried a
of
bit
all of
together.
the mods.
She really loved
But I'm
the
using
changes.
the
dress
Earthy
fits like a
Recolor
glove.
right
Put a
now.
picture of her in a dress in the comments. Some context on the picture. Where I live, there's a tradition. At your wedding, your guests put things in a box. Bottles of wine, photos, memories, and the bride and groom bury the box in their garden. The box is excavated when their first child is born. So
What?
that's what they did. That's what they're doing in the picture. I thought it was
What?
fun to include.
What?
Yes, this
Who
is-
does that? That's kind
I
of a
kept some
fun
the fabric
tradition.
from my
What?
sister's dress to make a christening blanket for my nephew. We kept the rest
Time
and
capsule.
bought my sister an accessory of her choosing. She hasn't decided yet. So that's it, folks. Thank you again for your kindness, and I wish you all the best. And then OP shared the picture of sister in a wedding dress, and it looks like husband, and they're digging up that box, which sounds like a lovely tradition in itself. But what
Okay,
an
but, like,
absolutely
what?
lovely thing to do, and such a refreshing change from what we see in these stories.
No, I want drama.
The title saying I bought my sister's wedding dress, and you think, oh shit, here we go. Oh dearie me, this one had me in tears when picturing that scene with you two together and gifted.
Yeah, my face is very dry.
Oh, I can't imagine how that felt.
Like, okay,
But
cool.
what do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the
That's sweet, I
comments
guess.
below. And let's move on to.
I don't really give a
another
fuck
story.
though.
Now, our next story comes from the Am I the Arsehole subreddit from Helpful Force 5711. That said, am I the
Right?
arsehole
Like,
calling
girl.
ski patrol on a guy
Like, post
after he
it to
hit my
like
son with his
r/happy
skis?
stories
My
or
son,
some shit.
11,
Like,
an I-44 male, recently booked a trip to go
like,
skiing in
hello,
Colorado.
people come here for advice
It was
and
my
tea.
son's first time skiing. He had seen a lot of skiing videos on YouTube and seemed really excited for the trip. We also live in Florida, so this is not the trip you can just go and do whenever you like. We're
Okay.
not rich. I grew up in Utah, and I loved skiing when I was younger. I would say I'm an expert on the mountain. The first day goes all good, and my son really enjoyed skiing for the first time, even though he fell a lot. Lol. I made sure to be as supportive and caring as possible, even when he was struggling, because I want to make this a fun experience as possible for him. However, on the second day of skiing, he says he's finally ready to ski down the whole mountain. And so we take the lift up to the top. Luckily, there was a way down the mountain while only staying on the green level trails.
Okay.
So we took that way. My son is having a blast when all of a sudden, this guy in his 20s careens into my son from behind, going on insane speeds, wiping them both out. My son immediately started crying and came running to me
Oh
after
my
he pulled
God.
his skis off. Once he calmed down, he ran to the lodge where my wife was, and she decided to take him to the doctor's office.
Yeah,
I
good.
immediately confront the guy
Be a
for being so
concussion or
reckless,
some
and
shit.
he simply says that I should have been paying better attention to my kid. And then he rode off.
What?
That was the final straw. for
No,
me. I
girl.
called the ski patrol number in the
That's
app
assault.
and told the guy the situation and what the skier was wearing. And they told me they would find him and kick him out. Later on, I saw him getting escorted out to the park by 2 ski patrol officers. When he
Nice.
saw me, he immediately started cursing me out and calling me a horrible dad. I tried to ignore it, but now I'm second guessing myself
Girl, no.
if I overreacted.
No.
So am I the arsehole?
Absolutely not. Fuck
Now,
that guy.
I don't really know the laws of the hills. I think
The
I
laws of the
read
hills is if there's someone in
somewhere
front of you,
that,
you dodged them. They cannot dodge you. They do not know you are coming. They have no fucking idea.
Sensible, basically. And I've never been skiing on a real slope. A couple, maybe
Especially if you are in the easy line, you shouldn't be going at speeds that are not meant for that. Like, you have to be aware that there are kids in that area.
And let me tell
Like-
you, holy shit, snowboarding is hard. I thought it'd be really easy, but the way you have to lean your whole body, I couldn't get it. I absolutely
Gene.
destroyed my arse bone by the end of it. Arse bone? What did I say that for? Coccyx, I mean. And absolutely not the arsehole to me.
Right?
This-
He underreacted,
assuming
if
I'm not
anything.
ignorant to some sort of rule out there. You did the right thing to report him, not only for yourself, but everyone else around him. It's one thing if he crashed and was really apologetic, trying to look out for your kid, etc., but he didn't really give a shit, so...
Yeah, he
his reckless
literally was
behavior
gonna go do
continue
it
to
again.
happen. But Crimson Knight says, not the arsehole. Green trails are specifically beginner-friendly. Anyone who knows slopes will
Fucking
know that the
McDonald's
path will be
spray.
filled with kids and people still unstable
Yeah,
on their
exactly.
skis.
That's what I'm
I've never
saying.
even been on the slopes, and I know that. He definitely needed to be more mindful, and should have had the decency to at least apologize for potentially seriously injuring a kid. The authorities at the lodge knew he was reckless and dangerous, which is why they escorted him out.
Yeah, they took it seriously
He
for a
shouldn't be there if he's
reason.
going to endanger other guests, especially kids. They don't need a walking, well, skiing lawsuit in the making on the grounds.
Yeah.
I hope your son is okay, and that this doesn't turn him off skiing. You're a good
Ooh,
parent.
yum.
Smooth-brained lizard replies to that saying, literally, none of that matters.
That sounds so good.
One of the first rules of the mountain is watch what is in front of you. Now the person in front always has the right of way. Doesn't matter if you're on the kiddie slope or a double black. Another commenter says,
Yep.
not the arsehole. As a ski patroller, the law is that the uphill skier is responsible for avoiding people, to maintain safe speeds and to remain in control. An accident on the hill has legal recourse, and they were actively breaking the law. This law is posted all on your mountain passes, and you agree to adhere to it when you're on the mountain. There's also the responsibility of the downhill skier to check uphill when merging or beginning their path. But this doesn't seem like the case from the description of the accident. That's what I absolutely love about Reddit, you know, second comment in, and we're getting a ski patroller straight away, giving us the information. I think it was just on Reddit the other day that I saw a video of like a situation almost
I'm
like
doing
this
well,
happening.
yes.
There was a kid who had stopped in the middle of the hill and the dad was filming him, and he was taking like a couple of steps to his right. And just as he did it, this guy comes flying past him. I mean, literally flying. There was no way this dude would have been able to stop him if he wanted to. He's like properly tucked up and was just zooming down straight. And as he went past, I think he caught like the kid's fingers or something, and the kid was crying. It's just like, that's wild. But what about you guys? Have you ever found yourself in a similar situation? Any of you skiers or snowboarders out there? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below. Now, just a huge thank you for being here today, getting involved in the stories, your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world to me, so thank you so much, and hopefully...
Glad that the mom immediately took the kid to the doctor. Oops. Oh, okay. Here, this next one is good, actually. Okay. I left my husband and stepdaughter stranded when he gave her my special Christmas gift. Brother. Brother. What? What happened? I'm sorry, how did we get here? Like, what? Excuse you? What was the gift? It's not actually new hair, it's a wig, it's a wig. See, it's a wig. It's a good wig though, I like this wig. It's a comfortable wig, and my hair is disgusting right now, so. But yeah, I always go back to black at some point. I always like having black hair. It's a good color. It's really easy for cosplays too, because there's so many characters with just black hair. Makes my life very easy. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark, and today we're checking out some more Reddit stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too.
Up on the mountain.
Let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now, today's first story comes from a deleted user who says, "Am I the arsehole here? Leaving my husband and stepdaughter stranded on Christmas. When I found out, he gave her my big Christmas gift.
Oh my god.
Husband, male 41,
I don't know.
Is the worst at gift giving.
Oh, Jesus.
We've been together over 3 years, and after the first year of not receiving anything for my birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Valentine's, Mother's Day was the last straw. After being told I wasn't his mother, I decided to start matching energy. Mother's Day came, and I was gone all day when normally I would have put together a big lunch and dinner and drive 30 to 45
Do you have kids, by the way? Because I feel like he's low-key valid about Mother's Day, but...
He called me in the afternoon.
Like, are you really this girl's stepmom? You've been together for 3 years.
He asked me when I was
How old is she?
and I replied that I had plans. I wasn't aware that I was supposed to pick her up, since nothing was communicated to me. When he responded with, "It's Father's Day,"
do you guys even like each other?
Response back, "You are not my father." I had anticipated him getting upset, and knew a constructive conversation would not be had. So when he started to raise his voice, I told him to check the table and hung up. I left a letter to him communicating how much I was hurt about going out of my way for him.
Y'all need therapy.
Any sort of reciprocation. He called me later and said we'd try to be better and work on it. I ended up going to get his daughter during the week so they could enjoy a dinner together. Background info: he drives big rig trucks, so the vehicle we use for everyday travel is mine.
Gene.
He's been better about the gifts. It's more of a go pick something out and I will pay for it, which I really don't mind. He does the same thing with his daughter.
Nice. Good for you, bro.
When it comes to birthdays and
good job.
Cut to a week before Christmas, and I wake up to my favorite coffee drink and my husband taking me out to eat for breakfast, followed by a trip to the mall to pick out my Christmas gift. I rarely splurge on myself when it comes to purses and clothes. I have a
So you got it
preteen
for
son
yourself.
my first marriage, so I tend to be more practical on myself.
So this is a gift you got yourself for
My
Christmas.
stepdaughter, however, is very materialistic and always is asking for money or something expensive. And between her father and his family, and her money and her family and her stepfather, she always gets it. I had been repeatedly saying out loud that I needed a new purse since mine was hanging on by a thread. I decided to invest in a good designer handbag. I started saving money and looking online for my new dream purse.
I'm nervous where this is
So
going.
imagine my surprise and excitement
Hello.
when I get to the department store and I see they have my dream purse
Valley
in
Dew.
stock. My husband sort of gave a look when he saw the price, and I told him I could contribute and explained how I'd been saving so I could save enough to get this purse that I'd been dreaming about for months. He shook his head and said I deserved it and he would get it for me. It also gave me the expectation that since he was getting me this, he really couldn't afford to get me anything else. I screamed with delight and told him that was okay. I didn't need anything else. With that taken care of, my husband asked me if it was okay to go get his daughter and take her Christmas shopping. I had tons to do at home in preparation for the holiday, so this worked out, so I could have the empty house to get what I needed done. I was reaching to get my new purse when we arrived home, and he said for me to leave it because he had another gift he had previously purchased for me. That he was going to put inside the purse for me to open on Christmas. I was on cloud 9, so I kissed him and left my bag and went inside. I was still busy cleaning and decorating when he got home later that night, and the rest of the days before Christmas were all a blur with me trying to get my house ready for the holiday. I hosted Christmas Eve at my
I'm
house
so
with
nervous
my
about where this is
family.
going.
Christmas Day, I slept in tired from the night before, and woke up with enough time to brush my teeth before we headed out to go get his daughter, then drive to spend the day at his mother's house. I fell asleep on the drive and woke up after his daughter was picked up, and we were already en route to his mum's. I turned around to greet his daughter, and that's when I saw her rummaging and holding my new purse. "Where did you get that purse?" I asked her, and the car fell completely silent. I looked at my husband, and he stayed silent with both his hands on the wheel, looking straight ahead. I asked her again, this time in a louder, more stern tone. She looked down and quietly mumbled, "My dad gave it to me." "You what?" I screamed. "How do you think this is okay to give her my new purse?"
What the
He told
hell?
me to calm down, and I cut him off and screamed no, and then turned back to his daughter and told her that her father had no right to give her my purse, and that she needed to give it back, to which she refused. I could feel my anger raging, then subsiding to a feeling of sadness and complete defeat.
What?
I put my coat over my head and leaned against the window, trying to cover my face and mouth as tears started running down my cheeks. My husband pulled over at the next gas station, and his daughter bolted out, taking the purse with her. He tried to comfort me to
Okay, yeah, it's on the, it's completely on the dad.
and gave him a look of disgust.
What is wrong with him?
After he dropped me off that day, he picked up his daughter and took her shopping. On the way taking her home, she noticed the bag and saw the purse.
So?
She begged and pleaded with him to please let her have it. She reminded him
You were
about
raising
all
a
the times he
spoiled,
never got her
entitled
gift
bitch who was going
and
to
giving
get
her this
thrown
purse
into
with
jail
no
for
regret. And that played
theft.
on his heart, and he finally caved and gave her my purse.
What?
He tried to say he was going to make it up to me.
Girl,
And I asked
she's
him
gonna divorce
how,
you.
knowing it was impossible. He already spent his money and made it clear that he wasn't going to have money to buy me anything else. I couldn't help but get upset as I tried to get him to understand how hurt I felt and how it's not like she
Girl,
was suffering with her getting
you
dirty
can't make
presents from
someone
my
like
mother
that
and stepfather,
understand
plus gifts from their
any type
family,
of
along with
emotion. You
gifts
just
she
need
was
to
gonna get
leave
from
them.
his family, and that he already spent money on her for her Christmas presents, and that was my
Okay, so
one
return
gift.
it.
I know Christmas is not
Take
about
it
giving
back.
presents, but I was extremely
What?
upset that my husband could be so thoughtless and not
Girl,
consider the
divorce
amount of
him.
pain this
And
was
if you
going to
don't
cause me.
immediately divorce him,
His phone rang,
like,
his daughter called
pack
from
your
inside,
shit or his
asked him
shit,
to come
pack
inside
someone's
because she
shit
needed
and
money to
into
buy
the
something.
lawn,
As he was walking into the store,
then you're
I looked
enabling
back,
it
and tears
also.
began to fill my eyes as I saw all the gifts I picked out for his family with care.
Return them.
Something came over me, and I stopped crying and got out and got in the driver's seat and wiped my face and peeled out of the gas station parking
Good.
lot, leaving my husband and stepdaughter behind.
You know what?
I took
Good
my
for
phone
you.
off and drove back to town.
Good for
I spent
you.
the day with my family at my cousin's house. I
Yeah.
stayed with them,
No, not the
returning
asshole for
any of
leaving
my
them.
husband's phone calls, and not
Fuck
returning
yeah.
home until late the following day.
Good
The only
for you,
phone call I
OP.
did return was the one from my stepdaughter's mother to set her straight after she left me a hateful message about leaving her daughter stranded because I was jealous. Her father
They can
bought her
call a
new
fucking
purse.
Uber.
I told her she'd been told a lie and informed her of the truth. That in fact, her father did not buy her a new purse. He He bought me a new purse, and she played on her father's emotions after he'd already bought her expensive items from her Christmas list to guilt him to giving her my purse. She apologized and tried to come up with a solution, to which I replied for her not to bother. The damage has been done.
Yeah.
I found out through my sister-in-law that my husband's brother went to go get them, and the story came out later that evening. His mother is on his side, while his brother and sister-in-law and other aunts and uncles sided with me and got onto his daughter. I haven't spoken to his daughter since Christmas, and things are unsettling at home. I've been more distant from my husband.
Divorce
when I make dinner,
him.
I serve only my son and myself, and I only engage in conversation with my son.
Good.
He's tried to reach for me.
Oh wait, you have a son? Okay, then yeah, he should have gotten you something for Mother's Day. What the fuck?
I'm real mad. I just feel nothingness. He's back on the road, and I do miss him. But I can't shake the feeling of.
No offense to any truckers in the chat, but never marry a trucker.
Have to say about the situation. It just feels like one of those stories.
I have never heard of any relationship with a trucker that has ended anything but horribly. They're always just the worst fucking people for some reason. On par with dating a cop. Don't do it. If you want to be a single parent, or essentially like single while also committed to someone, go for it. Great situation. If you want someone who does drugs and is constantly sleep deprived and is gonna take out that anger on you, go for it. Like, ugh. I'm sure there's some that aren't shitty, just like I'm sure there's some cops that aren't shitty and are fine to date. Would not suggest it to anybody.
Which I can't see happening. That you're always going to be a lower priority in your marriage. But commenter says, but why are you in this marriage? You don't matter to your husband.
Yeah, like,
period.
leave him, girl.
Says she's doing so much to make it easier for her husband to treat her the way she deserves to be treated. She's literally begged him. If he isn't doing it by now, he never will. She deserves so much better. Another commenter says saying, immediate divorce, no counseling, etc.
Yeah, counseling is beyond. Counseling does nothing, nothing in this situation. Yep, a lot of sex workers. Like, maybe I'm biased because I interact with truckers from that side of things, but they are just notorious cheaters, and they are weirdly verbally abusive.
Your husband slapped you in the face on Christmas. What do you think was going to happen when you arrived at your destination and the presents were given out and there was nothing for you? Don't get over it. Get over him. Does he even want a wife? He doesn't sound like he cares for you at all. Another commenter says, not the arsehole. He gave away your gift without asking guilt to justify it. That's a major betrayal. It's not about the purse. It's about feeling unheard and disrespected.
Yeah, it's not about the purse at all.
Take space. So OP comes in with their update about a month later and says, I'd updated on my original post, but I don't think it's put back out so readers can view it. I figured it was easier to start a new post with my update. And wow, I did not expect this to blow up like it did. Thank you to everyone who reached out. I meant to come back and update sooner. My apologies. I wanted to
well, look at that. Look at that, Peterman. I called it.
Made me out to be. One,
yeah.
I did not pay for the purse.
They're also just really shitty clients, on a side note.
Family for Christmas. We have an account that he puts money on, and this is what's used to pay the bills and other expenses, along with gifts for his family for birthdays and other special occasions. I'm the one who actually shops for the gifts, and I make it personal for each person, and do all the wrapping and
wait, I forgot to grab seeds.
Budget what I feel is needed. 3, this has gotten a raise, but I was first posting trying to edit, but it is a key factor. When I confronted my stepdaughter about returning the purse, she wasn't saying anything. She was refusing by shaking her head no, and her father yelled her name. And that is when she dropped the bomb on us that she had already written her name on it. She wrote her name in big black permanent marker on the inside of the purse.
What
so
the
that
hell?
is when my rage just turned into defeat, because the purse became worthless to me. Hence,
should still return it anyway.
Or,
she shouldn't be allowed to keep it.
Why react now when I've known about him not giving gifts from early on in the relationship? After attending family events with him, I noticed right away he never had a gift to give. So when it came to my birthday or Valentine's Day or any special occasion, I would take the initiative.
I fear that's not an excuse.
I wanted my gift so he could purchase it. As we got more serious, my gifts became trips that I planned and he paid for. So this wasn't going to be my first time getting a gift. but it was going to be my first time having an actual gift under the tree. 5.
That's insane. In 3 years?
She is now my sister-in-law and my ally and my source. We met for lunch a week after the New Year to exchange gifts. She informed me that they arrived at his mum's. My husband didn't want to talk about what happened.
I'm sure he didn't.
Daughter likes to show off her gift as most teenagers do, and while they were gathered on the table,
you know what you should do? Cut it up with scissors.
Was interrupting and trying to get everyone's attention on her.
Leave it on her bed. That's what I would do.
Sister-in-law said the
like,
table fell
put a bow
silent,
on it.
and there were looks between family members, and then chaos. Yelling about how my husband arrived empty-handed.
Like, I'm making a secret TikTok and filming her while she's asleep and posting that shit and tagging everyone in her high school.
That's when he broke and loudly responded. He didn't get his
like, you don't get to be a little shit.
His daughter just took the purse. His daughter got upset for being outed and reprimanded.
She just took it. You let her take it. You let her.
By the time her mother arrived, I'd already spoken to her about what happened. She went inside to talk to her father because the story she was getting from her daughter was obviously different. It was basically the same story. He took her shopping, and on the way back, she saw the department store bag and looked inside, and saw the purse, started begging for it, and then started to guilt trip him to give it to her. He told her no and spoke to her about being ungrateful and selfish. She then tried to get him to take her to her friend's house instead of home, which caused another argument because she is grounded due to failing classes, and she knows that she's not allowed to go anywhere. At drop-off, she just grabbed her bags and exited the car and slamming the door. When he got back to the house, he reached behind the seat to get the bag and noticed it was empty and realized she took the purse anyway.
Are you dumb?
He called her, but she didn't answer, and he left a message saying she better be ready to give up the purse on Christmas.
I think he might be dumb.
7. Her mother had called him and yelled at him for getting her such an expensive purse when she was failing classes, and instead of explaining what happened, he just responded that she had no idea what she was talking about and hung up the phone. Her writing her name in the purse was a shock to him, and that's what caused him to pull over at the next gas station. He didn't want me more upset with her, so opted not to tell me that she stole it and just took blame. 8. The other gift he was going to put in the purse, lingerie. It was in a small gift bag on my side of the bed. He was upset when I sent our pit bull Chico downstairs wearing a red nightie. Some comments had the misconception that the purse was going to be the first gift he'd ever gave me, and I wanted to clarify that is not true.
No, he's not given me other physical gifts before, listen. But he took me on trips sometimes that I planned, and I did all of the planning and, you know, all of that, but he paid for it. Girl, come the fuck on right now. That is not, that's not a gift, that is a sugar daddy. Be for real.
Because I didn't want a scene and have more attention drawn to him about not getting me anything and being so late. This is the same reason I cut him off when he looked around at my gifts and flowers from my guests and started saying, "Man, I feel so bad for not getting you. ...
I'd stab him.
I woke up to flowers and chocolate sprinkled all over the bed and being taken to breakfast, and my husband asked
He
me,
simply would not survive a relationship with me. He would perish. He would perish. I fear that divorce isn't good enough at that point. You need to be punished.
That morning I woke up to him saying happy anniversary and kissing him and told him I have a surprise planned for later. He called me when he should have already been home, stating that he picked up an extra load and was excited about how much extra the pay was going to be. We used the extra pay from this and from other extra loads he picked up that coincidentally coincided with special occasions and holidays to go to Hawaii.
Are you dumb?
I stopped planning something for him for Father's Day. They started making an effort on getting gifts ahead of time and remembering special occasions.
It is very easy to get gifts.
He took my son and I to eat at a steakhouse and handed each of us a gift bag. Inside were brand new AirPods. At first my son was confused because he didn't have an iPhone. Then came the second surprise. That after we finished eating, we were heading to AT&T to get us both new phones. I haven't really spoken to his daughter, but was told that her failing classes and sneaking out has caused a strain on her relationship with her mother. I'm not looking for pity or sympathy, and I'm not a doormat. And my husband is not a heartless monster. I'm in a much better frame of mind now.
No, he is. I wouldn't say he's a monster, he's just heartless and empty. Which I'd argue is worse. At least monsters feel something.
Does the thieving little madam still have the purse? Because if so, what lesson has she learned?
Yeah, you haven't done anything if you still let her have that.
Says, I'd have taken scissors to it. There is no
Thank
way
you,
she'd do it.
comments. That's what
The comment
I'm so
says,
mad.
"We'll get you another purse." I don't know about his
I'm
makeup
so
kit.
mad,
Was that
bro.
really what you wanted? Another commenter says, "Sorry,
Like,
but
destroy
we have to
it.
agree to disagree. You are a doormat, and until that changes, you'll forever be a doormat."
Yeah.
And the last
Absolutely
comment says, "So
doormat.
basically she's a thief, and you're all enabling her." And the account was deleted after that, so we're very unlikely to see another update from that.
Ah!
Things have just moved on, and I have to agree with those
Wow.
comments that, you know, there was
Wow.
no lesson learned. And it just feels like one of those situations that is going to end very badly. As much of a turd the daughter is, they're doing her a total disservice by allowing her to continue the way that she's continuing.
Wow.
Oh, bloody hell. I'm going to need another story after that one. So follow me, guys. Let's go to the fucked up subreddit.
I'm heated over that one.
07, and it says, "Today I fucked up by not knowing Rachel Ray had a dog food line." And if you're unaware like me,
What?
apparently Rachel Ray is an American cook, television personality, a businesswoman, and an author. OP says, "Long story short, I was at my local Dollar General and saw a crate full of discounted canned goods, like 30 cents a can. The flavors sounded awesome, and I was like, hell yeah." Rachel surely knows how to dish up some good food. I always take my food to work to save money. Fast forward, it's the middle of the day, and I'm eating the Rachel Ray chicken and veggies. So proud of myself for eating lunch for 30 cents.
Oh
A coworker
my
comes
god.
into my office and freaks out and asks why I'm eating dog food. I had no idea and started throwing up. Now I have to go to work every day while everyone makes fun of me for eating dog food and being stupid. Apparently I have to just keep typing for the mods, but that's the end of the story. I throw away all the other cans, especially the beef and cheese, which unfortunately I was looking forward to. I can always remember my brother doing something like this when I was younger, but he knew it was dog food. I can just remember him stood in the kitchen with a can of dog food, just
I
spitting
have
a bunch
no
out and
words.
just eating it. I'm not sure why that memory sticks with me. But what do you guys make of that one? You ever tried dog food yourself? Let us know your thoughts, and let's have another story from the day I messed up subreddit. They're so random
What the
sometimes.
fuck?
And this is going to be another random one. It's from Dumpster Puff.
Oh my god, I'm just AFK.
Telling my doctor how many Tic Tacs I eat per day. So I'm absolutely fucking obsessed with
Oh
the
my
fruit
god.
adventure flavor of Tic Tacs.
Great
Flavor
question,
combined with the
Gene.
soft smush they make between your teeth when you chew them makes my brain very happy. I've been buying them in bulk, but each container has 200 candies each, and they come in bulk packs of 12 containers. I tend to eat them by the handful while I'm working or gaming, so in a day
You eat
I can
Tic
easily
Tacs
slam
by
through
the
1 to 2
handful?
containers. Now keep in mind that on the nutrition label, it says the serving size is 1 candy, and is listed as having 0 calories, which I thought was awesome, because I could have as many as I want.
Chat, hold my hand,
Over
chat,
the past
chat,
year, I
chat.
found that I gained about 40 pounds.
Oh my
and nothing
god.
about my eating habits has changed as far as I was aware. I told my doctor about it, and she was a bit worried. So she had me do a bunch of blood work to see if there was a reason why I gained so much weight.
This is like a
in
chubby
short
emu
period of
video.
time. Everything came back normal. She referred me to see a weight loss doctor, who would also have me see a dietitian. I've been working with a dietitian for a few months now, and we have me keep a food log. I had a virtual visit with her today, and during it, I was fiddling around with an empty container to keep my hands busy. She saw it and asked where I got such a large container from. So I told her about it and how I eat 1 to 2 of those per day. She asked why those weren't on my food tracker, and I said it was because there's 0 calories, so they wouldn't count. Apparently, I was very, very wrong about this. She explained to me that food companies can label something as being 0 calories if the food serving size contains 5 or less calories. In reality, each individual Tic Tac actually is about 2 calories.
Yeah.
So essentially, since
Obviously.
each container has 200 pieces, and I typically have 1 to 2 of those, I've been eating 400 to 800 plus calories per day of Tic Tacs, in addition to all the other food I've been eating, which is very likely why I've gained so much weight. Edits, I just want to clarify that I'm aware that sugar will in fact make you gain weight. I'm not that stupid.
No, you
I
are
actually
that
read the
stupid.
ingredients. I assume they must have been made with
You are that stupid.
or some other artificial sweetener to make them 0 calories. So it never crossed my mind to
I'm
check.
stressed. I'm stressed. The stupidity of people stresses me out.
But at least some good came out of it. Since apparently, like me, a lot of people didn't realize about the less than 5 calories per serving rule can legally be classified as 0 in the US.
Are you dumb?
Personally, I wish they would have the model they do in other countries, where they list calories per X amount of grams. At 3, my teeth are fine. I actually had a dentist.
They list it per serving size so that they can list it as small as possible, because they make the serving size as small as possible. You just need common sense and a brain to know this. You shouldn't need to be told that. Oh my god. You actually needed to be told that. Oh, brother.
Tic Tacs, though. They do that in the UK.
That just makes me sick hearing about it. How did you even eat that many Tic Tacs?
Another thing about Tic Tacs I absolutely love, like when you get the mint ones and you open it. What is that smell? That's not a mint smell, is it?
It is a good smell.
Really
I agree.
I used to like just get them, just to open the lid and smell them, because there was something in there that just smelled so good. And as I said, it wasn't the mint. It was some other flavor. But what do you guys make of this situation?
Disgusting.
I mean, there ain't much to say about it, really, is there? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below.
I'm horrified.
Thank you for being here today.
I'm horrified by that.
Your love, your support, your time. It always means the absolute world.
Oh my god, I'm still mad about the first story. Dude, I, like, have a crazy sweet tooth, right? Like, I have a crazy sweet tooth. I could not... I could actually do... I max out at like 5 Tic Tacs. That's so many. 200. Oh my god. I can't. I'm just not thinking about it. I'm still thinking about it. It's so gross. Oh, brother, no. No, I'm nauseous now. Oh, that's so gross. Oh, that's so gross. Right, Vincent? Yeah. Yeah, see, I never go off what's on the packaging. I always just Google it. Like, how many calories are in this thing? Via Google. Because then you get a more accurate answer. But also, like, anything that's, oh, it's 0 cal... No. I always round up with calories. I'm always rounding up. I'm always assuming it's like at least 10 to 5 calories above whatever the fuck it's saying, if not like 100 more. Like, I'm always just like, yeah, no, that's another 50. I'm sure that's another 50. Like, people always heavily underestimate how many calories they're intaking. And, so yeah, I always just like round that bitch up. Cause like, yeah, like, what the fuck? That is when I'm ever actually paying attention to that, which is not often, but when I was trying to gain weight, that is what I would do. It's like, yeah. Yeah, exactly. 0 calories is like seasoning. Yeah, lots of anything is bad. Even water. Like, you can drink too much water, like. Yeah. I was watching My 600 Pound Life yesterday. And, oh my god. This guy, I forget what his name was, but, and he was like on, it was going around TikTok. Made me watch the episode. He literally, I forget how much he weighed. I think it was like 545 or something, or like, sorry, 645 or something like that. And he was like, okay, I've got 2 months to lose 100 pounds. Let's go. That should be really easy. Because, like, when you weigh that much, if you just, like, stop eating as much, you lose a lot of weight. Blah, blah, blah. My cousin had to do this. Anyway. So, month goes by. Doctor now is like, all right, let's see how much you lost. Also, he was losing weight so that he could be able to move himself onto the stretcher so that he was able to be taken to the hospital to get weighed. That's a whole other thing. Also, he was calling his caretakers lazy because they didn't wipe his ass twice. They did it one time. Anyway, hate a bitch like that. So his lazy ass is like, oh, this is gonna be easy. Mind you, his mom is like bringing him all of his food and stuff, because like he literally can't even get out of bed. He has to have someone else wipe his ass. He's not getting himself food. Someone else is, because that's always what happens in this situation. And mind you, he wasn't like one of the cases where like he had like severe childhood trauma or any trauma or anything like that at all. He's just a spoiled bitch. There's been a few like that on my 600-pound life where they're just an awful fucking person. He's one of them. Anyway, so he goes to get weighed and he's like, last time I got weighed, I weighed like 630 pounds. Let's see how much I've lost. They weigh him 645. Bro gained weight. Doctor now is like, what the fuck? Okay, 2 more months. Lose 100 pounds. You have 2 months. Lose 100 pounds. Comes back 646. Like, he literally is not losing shit. He's gaining weight. And he's like, I'm not even eating that much. I don't know how this is happening. I'm smoking so much weed. I don't know how I'm high. Like, what the fuck are you talking about right now? Meanwhile, he had, like, an entire spread of, like, Popeyes that is the size of my desk just on him. And he was eating it lying down, which, by the way, eating lying down is so bad for you. Don't do that. Oh my god. Oh, like my chest just hurts thinking of like the air bubbles while eating lying down. That just sounds so uncomfortable. That much food eating lying down. I'm stressed. No, his mobility did not improve. Nothing improved. He was still fucking a little bitch. And then he is on TikTok and shit now and on Facebook being like, guys, go watch my episode of 600-Pound Life. Like, I did so good. They just like, they didn't even try with me. Like, I was trying so hard and they just gave up on me. And his family is on there like, you guys just don't know what it's like. It's so difficult for him. Meanwhile, he's talking shit about the person who, the one singular person who's actually taking care of him. There's a special place in hell for people who treat their care workers like shit when they're not shitty care workers. Because obviously there's shitty care workers. Treat them like trash. I don't fucking care. But, like, she seemed really nice. She was trying. It seemed like a really hard job for one person to do. Like, she could barely move him to wipe his ass. And he's complaining that she's not trying hard enough. Oh. Oh. Oh my god. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. That's where I failed today, so hopefully yours goes better than mine. You got this. You got this. I believe in you. But yeah, they treat service workers like shit. He treats everyone who's not bringing him food like shit, which the only person who's bringing him food is his mom. So, oh my god, that guy pissed me off so fucking bad, bro. There's this other one of my 600-pound life. It's like a two-parter though, and it's two brothers. I think his name was like Steven or something. That's always the funny part. Oh god, especially with really big ones. Bruh. That's me anytime I can actually get the big black one to work, which is 40% of the time. But no, there's another one where it's two brothers, and like one of the brothers was less shitty, but one of the brothers was just straight up sexually harassing the nurses at the hospital. Like, what the fuck? Like, I guess your insides match your outsides, but Jesus fucking Christ, why? Now it has to be everyone else's fucking problem. And he would just constantly like be getting food ordered to the hospital that he was forced to be at because he was that close to death because he wouldn't stop fucking eating. Like, brother, when I was on the other end of things and I couldn't eat and I was that close to death, I forced myself to fix it. Like, oh my god. Like, my cousin was legit like 400 pounds and he worked really hard and lost all of it. Most of it. But like, he's now normal healthy weight. Like, he can exercise and do shit and he's way happier. Like, oh my god. Yeah, door dashing food to the hospital is such fucking crazy work. And it's not even like, oh, it's just like nearby restaurant food. No, it was just like McDonald's. It was Burger King. It was shit like that. Like, do you hate your doctors? Do you want to make them suffer? Do you want to make them suffer? It feels like you want to make them suffer. Like the poor doctors that have to fucking deal with your dumb ass. And he's so mean. Ugh. Like, people are trying to help you, not die. And you're gonna treat them like shit? Okay. Another one. Okay, here. This one is... Am I the asshole for going no contact with my childhood friend after her demands? Oh my god, yeah, the heart attack grill. Is that what it's called? Is it the heart attack grill? I forget what it's called. But yeah, that place. That guy is really weird. The guy who owns that restaurant is really weird. Because you'd think it's like, oh, obviously this is someone who just is like a feeder or something. They're like really into this. That's why they do. No, he's like insanely fat phobic. He like hates fat people. And so he created the restaurant so they would die sooner. That guy is really fucking weird. And I don't like him. Yeah, the heart attack diner. Yeah, that one. Yeah, he's really weird. And he goes on record saying it's really weird. And then he brags about how, like, someone actually did have a heart attack or, like, a stroke or something. He brags about it. It's kind of like the McCamey Manor guy. Like, they're the same person to me. It's so weird. Yeah, the servers are purposefully mean to you, but that's just more of, like, in a... way. There's other restaurants that have done that same gimmick that do it better. They're not the only place that does that. There's a few that do that, and there's other ones that do it way better. That one, they just kind of like spank you if you don't finish your meal. Like, okay. Ron Jeremy is their spokesperson. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, no, that checks out. That checks out. That makes sense. That makes sense. Pain. He's the reason I am never going to any sex worker conventions of any type. Not because he'll be there, obviously, but just because people like him. Yeah, it's just... I would not go there. Thank you! But yeah, I would not go there. I would not go there. It just seems awful. And even if the food was great or whatever, just the reasoning for opening the restaurant makes me inherently never want to visit it. Throw eggs at it, maybe. But, like, it just seems malicious. I know, right, Jean? That's why I stick to normal cons, but I don't ever, like, set up or anything. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yay. Alright, let's watch the next video. Here we go. 3, a 2, a 1. Play.
Hey Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well. My name is Mark and
More
today
fish.
we're checking out some more Reddit stories. And if you do love a Reddit story, why not consider hitting that like, subscribe, maybe that notification bell too, and let's crack on with today's first story. Much love, guys. Now today's first story comes from Throwaway Coffee Cat. And it says,
Damn, we must be lucky today. What the heck?
My childhood best friend because she demanded that I break up with my fiance.
What? Why?
21 female cut contact with one of my closest childhood friends, Mary, 21 female, a few weeks ago. While I feel relieved she's out of my
What the
life,
hell?
most of my family and mutual friends think I overreacted, and now I'm starting to second guess my decision. I'm going to put some rather
Overreacted how?
information here.
I'm gonna crash out
Mary and I
again.
practically grew up as sisters. We were neighbors, and our parents started arranging playdates for us before we could even walk.
Bro, these
From
stories are
kindergarten to
testing me right
secondary
now.
school, we did everything together. If I wasn't at her house, she was at mine. I trusted her completely and never thought
Damn,
of her
another
as
one.
anything other than my best friend. Things changed when Mary
Is she in love
moved
with
away
her?
for university.
Is she in
At
love with
first,
you?
I missed her, but over time, I noticed how much easier my life felt without her constant presence.
Right? Like, what'd the
Wasn't being
fiance do?
criticized, guilt-tripped, or forced to
Was she, like,
justify
in
my
love with him or
choices anymore.
something?
It became more clear how much control she'd had over me.
Oh, okay, she's just
Mary
like
had a way
that.
of dominating every aspect of my life.
Bet.
She had dismissed my hobbies and pressured me to quit them. And if she didn't like one of my friends, I'd have to cut ties.
That's
You
weird.
could call me a pushover, but when you grow up with someone like that, it's hard to see the manipulation for what it is. Things really came to a
Eesh.
head when I met my now fiance, Dave, 27 male. He's amazing, kind, supportive, and everything I've wanted in a partner. We clicked instantly, and he's honestly
Sounds
the
like you're her
best thing
punching bag and
that's
she
ever
doesn't want you to
happened me.
leave.
But of course, Mary
What?
didn't approve. She immediately tried to plant seeds of doubt, saying he was too old, he'd cheat, or he was only using me.
How old
Thankfully,
is
for
he?
once, I didn't listen to her, and I'm so glad I didn't. In December, Dave surprised me with a dream vacation, and during the trip, he proposed. Everything
Cute.
about it was perfect. He planned every little detail. It was more magical than I could ever imagine. I was over the moon and couldn't wait to share the news with everyone.
Unfortunately, I can't have crab.
Naturally, I told Mary, expecting at least some excitement. But instead, she downplayed the entire thing. She nitpicked the proposal, saying how she would have done it differently and what could have been better.
Oh, she's
It's
definitely in love with
But
OP.
I brushed it off and reminded her that it was my proposal and not hers. A few weeks later, we met in person for the first time in months. That's when things completely fell apart. Out of nowhere, Mary told me I should break up with Dave. When I asked why,
She's in love
the
with
reasoning
you.
had nothing to do with me.
She's
Instead, she compared him to her boyfriend, Julian, 22 male, saying things like, Dave makes more money than Julian, and Dave can give you everything, while I have to work for what I want. It's clear she wasn't concerned about me.
What?
She was just jealous. She couldn't handle the fact that, for once, my life seemed better than hers. That was the breaking point for me.
It's so weird.
I told her to leave my house, and afterwards,
Oh, okay.
sent her a message explaining how hurt and disappointed I was.
I guess I could have
I
it
told
then.
her that her behavior was unacceptable, and that I didn't want her to contact me again.
Good.
Since then, it feels
She's
like she's
weird
told
as
everyone
fuck.
in our social circle. Mutual friends and even some family members have reached out, saying I was too harsh and should have handled things
Family
differently.
members reached out?
They said that's just how Mary
Family
is.
members reached out? She reached out to your family over
She's been in the
this?
spotlight and gotten what she wanted.
Jesus
Some
Christ.
even accused me of breaking her heart and told me it was wrong to choose my fiancé over a lifelong friend. Even my mum said she expected better of me. And that's what's making me question
What
my
the
decision.
hell?
Did I overreact? Mary has been a huge part of my life for as long
No,
as I
you
can
should have done this a
remember.
long time ago.
Sure,
What
she
is
has her
wrong
flaws,
with your
but we've also exchanged
family?
countless good times and memories. Am I throwing away years of friendship over this? Should I try to fix things, or
What
was
the
cutting her off
hell?
the right choice? Since some people in the comments are claiming this story is fake, unfortunately, it's
Let's
not.
go.
I obviously can't prove it.
I
to you,
wish it was
honestly,
fake, but
what would
no,
be the point of
doesn't
making
seem
up a
fake.
story and posting it on Reddit? I've never used Reddit before and have no idea what calorie is or why anyone would want it. And also, yes, I let AI correct my text, mainly because I was incredibly angry when I wrote it and
There we
just
go.
kept rambling. English isn't my first language either. Combine these two things and you can probably imagine that my original text was all over the place. And for clarification, I don't know what exactly Mary told my friends
Bro,
and family,
what
since most of the
even?
messages I received were pretty vague. I also did
Ask
ask my
them.
mum what Mary said had happened. I was too
Start
angry to have
doing
a calm
that.
conversation after my mum
Ask.
told me I was being dramatic, which led to me yelling at her. All I know is that Mary admitted to asking me to break up with my fiance, but I don't know if she explained why she wanted me to. Lastly, my parents raised
is
Mary like a
so
second
weird.
daughter, and she's always incredibly kind in front of them.
I'm
I
sure
guess
that
that's
she
why
is.
they didn't believe me. Maybe they're just in denial because it's easier for them to handle. I don't know, but I get it.
That should piss
Hearing
me
something
off.
bad about someone you like for the first time can make you want to deny it. The most telling part of this story is when you went to university and you felt relieved that you could finally breathe without the
Yeah.
constant criticism and manipulation
that's
from her.
so-
And I think it's very easy for everyone else around you to say, oh, you know,
Ugh.
that's just how Mary is, because they don't have to deal with that bullshit, right? And I know it's always
Yeah,
difficult
fuck that.
when you're the one that's in the position, like we just basically mentioned. But as I've
Ooh,
got
we
older,
got
I've come to
fairies! Let's
realise that sometimes
go!
the healthiest thing you can
Nice.
do
We got good
is
luck
walk
today.
away. When you're in that kind of toxic relationship, it doesn't matter how many years. If it's been a negative relationship for all this time, the best thing you can do for yourself is to walk away from it. But the Green Grey says, yes, you are throwing away years of friendship for your fiancé. Thank the gods. Throwing away a friend who bullies and insults you, who uses guilt trips and emotional manipulation, and who wants to control your life as if you were her puppet. Or for a fiancé who has only been kind, supportive, generous, and thoughtful, and most importantly, makes you happy.
Ugh, rerun.
A pro-assignment reply saying this, and that's just how she is, reinforces cutting future contact with her. You need to have a hard conversation
No,
with your mom
they're
about why she's
displeased.
encouraging such a toxic person, and that she needs to be 100%
Yeah, what is
for
wrong
you
with your
if she
mom?
wants to be included in your future. Remember, this is your future, and it's time to set boundaries for your well-being. Opie replied saying, my parents basically raised her as their second daughter.
Don't
She's
care.
always been incredibly friendly towards them. I'm not even sure
Don't
if they
care.
know what kind of person Mary really is. And by the way,
You should
that she's
tell
acting
them.
around them. I honestly doubt it.
You
I've never talked
should
badly
tell
about Mary in front of my
them.
parents before, so they're probably shocked when I cut contact all of a sudden.
Right, so you
I
should have
guess my
told
mum
them.
is mainly concerned that she won't get to see Mary that often
Yeah?
anymore, and we're not
Maybe?
going to rekindle.
Maybe tell them.
But all of this is
Tell
just
them
pure
she
guessing.
sucks.
Last time I spoke to my mum, I got incredibly mad and I've not contacted her since. She tried to deny everything I told her about Mary, which pissed me off in the moment. But now I somehow get why she did it. You don't really want to believe that a person you consider your child turns out to be an arsehole. So you push your concern away and deny everything.
Well, also because it sounds like you haven't really been telling them what's been happening this whole fucking time.
Since she's now got some time to
So it probably
process
seems like
everything.
this is coming out of
If
nowhere
she's still
from
of the
them.
same opinion,
For them.
I guess I would have a mum at my wedding. Rob says, good job. I dropped a toxic friend from my life years ago. We reached out 20 years later on Facebook. And
So
we went
many
out for a beer.
stumps.
After talking to him, I realized he
Here.
hadn't changed. I unfriended him and ignored all his attempts to get together again. Don't listen to anyone but yourself. OP asks, was it hard for you to initially cut contact with him? No, because all
His
the
name
cracks
is
start to pile
what?
up over time, and you finally realize it's time to stay away. It's more of a relief than anything else, but you can't let that person try to wiggle themselves back into your life. It's a full commitment and a big weight off your shoulders.
Is that just Chuck
So Opie
Norris
comes in with an
spelt
update.
weird?
Quick sum up because this update is quite long. I visited my parents today and found out that Mary told them that Dave was cheating on me. My dad ended up believing me, but my mom is still on the fence and unsure who to believe. Also, everything that's irrelevant to the update
How is she on the fence?
put in italics.
Girl.
So if you're only interested in the update, you can skip the italics part. And OP was clarifying some people calling the post fake, etc, etc, so I just continued for a bit that's relevant to what we're talking about. They said I wasn't groomed, love bombed, or anything like that. My fiance is an amazing guy who never forced me to do anything or rush me into marriage, like some comments suggested.
It doesn't
I
seem
married
like
him
it,
because
yeah.
he's the one I want to spend my future with. Of course, we could have waited a few more years with getting engaged and married, eventually, but what's the point in waiting when I'm, and he too obviously, is sure that he's the right person for me? Marrying at a young age, I'm going to be 23 when we're officially getting married, by the way, isn't for everyone, but it's also not uncommon. For some people, you simply have a feeling that's going to work out great. When it comes to
Yes,
him,
they're
I have
gone.
that.
The stumps.
Some other people also
There's
suggested
more.
that my parents took Mary's side because they don't like Dave, which couldn't be further from the truth. They love him dearly and have considered him part of the family.
Then
after
what
a
were
few
they
months of us
thinking was
dating.
gonna happen if they
I really
take her
appreciate
side? Like,
people who
that
are
she
considering
does
commenting solely on my
leave her
relationship
fiance,
or refrain from
or...
it. It's not what this post is about. It's not the main focus, and I'm set on my decision to be with him. You can
So
think
weird.
whatever you want about my relationship, but at the end of the day, you don't know either of us or what our relationship is like. But now, on to the actual update. We visited my parents around noon today, talked about everything, and tried to understand what had happened exactly. Turns out Mary was really telling a made-up story or sprinkling some truth here and there.
What?
She told
No.
people, or at least my parents, that Dave was cheating on me with a co-worker of his, which is why she told me to break up with him.
Girl, what?
She said that this affair had been going on for at least 4 months and that she knows about it because she'd seen them together at a cafe in a different
What the
city a few
fuck?
months ago. Let's assume this would be true.
Girl, what?
Why didn't she inform me or my parents sooner? Like,
That's
imagine
so
your
weird.
best friend's, back then, boyfriend is cheating on her and you know about it. Wouldn't you tell her right away? This is also why I can't understand why my parents, especially my mum, would believe her in the first place.
Yeah, like, that's
According to her story,
unhinged.
I got incredibly mad, kicked her out, and haven't spoken to her since. Now, some of it is true, as you should know from my original post.
I mean, like, yeah, you
For
should.
one, her telling me to break up with my fiance, as well as me kicking her out and cutting contact. However, the whole story about Dave cheating on me is something I've heard about for the first time today. Plus, it's completely made up. Just to remind you, she told me to break up with him because Dave's a better boyfriend than Julian. Her boyfriend. By the way, I also feel sorry for him. I can't imagine how much
Right?
she must push
Poor
him around.
boyfriend.
My mum said that she didn't believe Dave was cheating on me.
No, I
was
don't
disappointed
speak
in me for
Spanish.
How I handled the situation.
Only English.
Especially since I couldn't have known Mary if she wasn't telling the truth. She thought that cutting off my best friend for being concerned about me was too harsh, and that we should have talked it out. I've also assumed that she's
Being
scared to lose
concerned.
longtime
Girl,
friends
it's
when I cut
not being
contact with Mary,
concerned.
which also turned out to be true. Mary told her mother what happened, who just so happens to be best friends with my mum. And according to my
Ugh.
dad, Mary's mother is mad at me for treating her daughter badly.
Aw, yeah,
She's
is
my
she?
mama, not raising
Fuck
me right.
off.
So there's that as well.
You can't treat
After
my
explained
daughter
Mary had
badly.
told her,
You can't be
I went
mean.
on to
You
tell
have to be
really
friends with my
bad.
daughter. Your daughter's an
Jealousy,
adult.
the manipulation,
Okay?
the lies,
Grow the fuck
all
up.
of it.
What is wrong with
Basically,
you?
As I've said in my original post, plus much more. She didn't
hate
believe me
people
at
like
first
that.
and said that I was blowing things out of proportion, that Mary had good intentions but simply didn't know how to communicate them well. I showed her
Nice.
some text messages between Mary and me, told her about past incidents. My fiance tried to back me up as best as he could, since my mum wasn't listening at all, and kept defending Mary. To say that I dug deep and told my parents about all sorts of things is an understatement. I even went as far as telling them about a sex incident. So yeah, I didn't leave out any details. My dad believed me from the get-go, but my mum kept going back to how great of a person Mary is.
You barely
and
speak
how
Spanish?
She just wants the best for me. She also kept saying how I've never had
You mean
an
you only
issue with
speak
Mary
Spanish?
in the past.
Because I don't
True.
speak
And
Spanish.
I'm now creating unnecessary drama because of a misunderstanding.
But yes,
Maybe I'm creating
hello to your
unnecessary
friend.
drama. Maybe not. In my opinion, it's necessary though. I've let her do whatever she wanted for far too long.
I think I have
At
these.
some point, my
don't I?
dad simply told her to shut up and stop making excuses for Mary. So
Finally.
at least I have one
Jeez.
parent on my side. My dad's always been a very non-confrontational person and never really stood his ground, especially when it came to my mum. I found out that he thought that Mary didn't have a good influence on me growing up. He apparently also told my mum that he wanted to limit the contact between Mary and me when we were younger. But my mum didn't see his point and let our friendship continue. So basically, this whole issue could have been avoided if my mum would have put her friendship with Mary's mother aside for her own family. Great. In the end, my mum said that she'd speak to Mary and ask her if what I'd said is true, which honestly pissed me off. After everything I've told her, she still wants to call to Mary because apparently what her actual daughter says isn't good enough. She tried to justify it since Mary is her daughter too, and it's unfair to just hear out my side of the story.
Not your daughter, actually.
But
She has a daughter.
Conversation with Mary
She has a mom. You have a daughter. What the fuck are you talking about right now?
After that, we started a screaming match. I know, not healthy, but it honestly felt so damn good to just let it all out.
Yeah.
To say that I cried heavily out of frustration after talking to my mom is an understatement. And I'm so glad that my fiance was with me because I sure as hell wouldn't have been able to drive home safely.
What is wrong with her mom?
On a good note, I got ice cream. And we watched my favourite show when we arrived back home, which made things better. I've not told my mum that I'm considering not inviting her to my wedding. We're not planning to get married until next year, so there's still enough time for her to make up her mind about who she'd rather believe. Plus, I don't want to create too big a rift between me and her. As for mutual
The
friends who
rift
took
is
Mary's
here
side,
already,
I decided
unfortunately.
not to respond to them. I'm not sure if Mary told them the same story that she told my parents, but I honestly don't care.
Dude, too many people just don't spill the tea to everyone on Facebook for me. Like, you need to stop keeping secrets for shitty people. Tell others of their shitty actions. Let others come to their opinions on their own. You don't need to protect them.
Right now, we don't see a point in dealing with Mary's minions. That's something someone called these friends in the comments below my original post. Loved it. Right now, I'm just hoping that Mary messes up her story somehow and that my mum is going to see her for who she really is. Well, she's been acting absolutely disgusting towards me and basically chooses Mary over me in this situation. I think that I can look past this. It's my mum after all. Cutting off friends is one thing, but cutting off close family
is easier. Just kidding.
Story, and I'll try to mend things the best I can. If she's going to stay loyal to Mary, I don't know what I'm going to do. But that's not something I have to think about right now. Once again, thank you for your positive and helpful comments. I've read all of them, but they keep coming in at a rapid speed, and I didn't really know how to respond to most. Also, for those who went through something similar, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. And I'm incredibly glad that, as far as the comments go, all you could find peace in your decision to cut toxic friends out of your lives. Opie comes in with another update and says, I just
Give
want
me
to
a
say
crab.
this in advance.
Yes!
My dad was telling the full truth. I do believe him, but he might have exaggerated or left things out. It's entirely possible that he lied to a certain extent. I personally don't think that, but then again, most of the things he told me yesterday, I've heard about for the first time.
Why would he have lied?
They make him seem incredibly innocent. Maybe he was lying. I don't know. This whole situation just makes me question who I can trust.
Holding family accountable is tough,
so
but
dinner with my dad last night. Went pretty well overall. We mainly talked about my mum and Mary. Apparently,
I also am weirdly good at cutting people off, so I'm gonna stop talking because my experience is definitely different in most people. I'm really good at just cutting people off and forgetting they exist.
Whenever it was something that my mum could change, she changed it immediately to appease Mary's mother. That's also why I was put into dance classes when I was younger, because Mary's mother signed Mary up for dance classes. One of many examples.
What the hell?
So yeah, as most comments suggested, she's being pushed around by Mary's mum. Is she a narcissist? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. One thing to know about Mary's family is that they do a damn good job at appearing perfect. Happy family, nice jobs, nice house, etc. I guess my mum bought that persona and tried to copy it. I'm not trying to trash talk the whole family here, but let's just say they have just as many flaws as any other family.
As does everyone.
My mum was apparently talking shit about me to my dad, comparing me to Mary in basically every way. And she even said multiple times
what is wrong with your mom?
She wished Mary was a real daughter.
What?
She also believes that I took her chance away to live her dream life. Fun fact, but according to my dad, my mum's apparently huge on family. She's always wanted to have at least 4 children.
Huh?
Ironic, I know. She had a pretty traumatic birth experience with me, and doctors told her that she shouldn't try for children again. Yeah, apparently she's blaming me for that.
How is that your fault?
She didn't hope that she'd get to live her dream
What the
through
hell?
me. Basically, that I have a lot of children. Bit of too much info right there, but I've mentioned it in the comments a few times already, so whatever.
Gross.
I can't get pregnant, like, at all.
Nice.
Which means she, luckily, won't get any grandchildren from me. I guess she sticks close
Get
to
fucking
Mary and
wrecked.
Mary's mother because she hopes to be
Stay
a grandma
childless, you
to
fucking
Mary's
hag.
potential children. It's honestly so creepy
Stupid
and messed
fucking
up, in
mom.
my opinion.
God, I hate her.
Well, but talking about my
She's
mum
worse
here,
than Mary.
I also feel the need to clarify that I didn't know any of that. My mum never said anything negative about me to my face. Sure, there were some comparisons here and there, but nothing major or something that had impact
I
on
hate
me.
people who harp on about like,
Just general stuff
oh,
that
but I want a
parents
fucking
tend to do.
kid. I need a kid. Like, I need to. That's gonna fulfill me if I never have a child. Like, I'm not gonna be fulfilled in life. It brings meaning to my life. Actually, shut the fuck up.
Not being able to conceive.
You're gonna be the worst parent
This is all just stuff she
ever.
apparently said behind my back. She's always been pretty alright to me.
Like, kids
She
are
was
not there so
definitely
you
wasn't
can
the
feel
best one ever,
fulfilled.
but she wasn't horrible either. Just a person who, in my opinion, shouldn't
They're
have
there
had a
because
child
you
in the
felt like
first
you
place.
wanted to raise a whole
My dad also
human,
admitted that he considered divorcing her a few times, but
regardless
he
of what
went
the
through with it because
circumstances
he
are.
was scared that my mum would get primary custody. He's currently considering it again.
Girl.
So let's see how that goes. As for why he never stood up to my mum, he genuinely
Can't get
didn't have a
divorced.
reason for it. He knew that my mum's never said anything like the things above to my face. So he didn't think he should tell me, at least not until I moved out. He didn't engage in these type of conversations with my mum and kept telling her to stop every time, which caused a lot of fighting between them. I knew that their marriage was messed up, but I always thought this had different reasons. Also, my mum reached out to my mother-in-law and complained about Dave.
What?
How he changed me and stuff, referring to me cutting off Mary
What
and
the
choosing
hell?
my fiance over my best friend. My mother-in-law, who's an absolute angel by the way, simply asked her why she's discussing this with her, since Dave and I are adults. There's no need to contact
That
her
is
for it.
so weird.
My mum also told her that Mary
Yeah.
said that Dave is cheating on me. She then simply
Nice,
told
we
my
got a
mum,
glow
"Sounds like
ring."
Mary's projecting and hung up. I'm
Oh,
honestly so pissed
yes.
that my mum tried to involve her in this situation. And
Yeah,
I
your
can't
mom
help
is
but wonder if She tried
unhinged.
to create conflict between my mother-in-law and my fiance. Maybe
Yeah, she did.
genuinely believes Mary.
No,
and
she
wants
did.
to
She was
warn my in-law.
absolutely trying to break you guys up via mother-in-law.
For some background, my mother-in-law was a single mum because her ex-boyfriend, Dave's father, cheated
Dude,
on her shortly
this
after
fucking
giving birth.
Crab.
As you might be able to imagine, she hates cheaters with a burning passion, and my mum obviously knew that. So yeah, I guess my mum talked to Mary, who doubled down, and my mum decided to believe her. I was expecting that this would happen, but honestly, I'm really disappointed.
Yeah,
Not
another
even
crab.
sad, angry, or anything, just absolutely disappointed and confused. I'm currently considering sending her one last text before cutting her out for now, but I don't know if I should give her the pleasure of receiving an explanation. I'm still on the fence about cutting ties with her in general, mainly for my dad's sake. Their marriage is rocky already, and although he's considering divorcing her, I'm not sure if he'll actually go through with it. Keeping in contact with one of my parents while not talking to the other one must put a whole lot of stress on the parent you're still in touch with.
Wait, Jeff, I can't even
honestly
see what
don't
they're
want to
saying.
worsen my dad's home life any further. It's so crazy how I've lost so many people who I considered important to me in such a short amount of time.
What the
This whole
heck?
situation also made me question other
I can't even
people
see their
and my dad
posts.
a whole lot. There were so many people in my life throughout all those years, and nobody said anything.
Wait, how did I get back to
Why didn't
top
my
chat?
grandparents step in,
What
or
the
my
fuck? It
aunts,
put me
or
back on top
family
chat.
friends? I can't imagine
What the
that
hell,
they didn't know
YouTube?
about any of it. But then again, I didn't either.
I don't know
also
how I
had
got
no
into
idea.
top
I
chat.
never noticed that my mum held some sort of resentment
That's
towards
so
me.
weird, but
Should I
also
have
lol, they're
noticed?
not on top
I mean,
chat.
I've been living with her under one roof for 18 years. Yet I never noticed or imagined that she actually doesn't like me. Also, yes, Reddit became my new diary.
What the fuck are they talking about?
Opie comes in with another update and says, "This is going to be a small update since not much has happened. But I
Always
still wanna share
contradictory
this because I think it's
info
quite
being
ironic.
broadcast.
It's also
I'm
pretty late at
confused.
night,
Yeah,
so
you
I'm staying
seem
at a
very
hotel right now.
confused.
Sorry if some stuff doesn't make
Yeah,
absolute
it must have put me
sense.
back in top chat
I'm here
earlier.
tonight, and Mary's
It was
ex-boyfriend,
sparing
Julian,
me from
showed
the
up after the show.
Monty-tism in
Yes,
chat.
ex-boyfriend. He came up to me and told me that he broke up with her this morning. He then got free drinks for the rest of the night, and we had an amazing time at the after party. I already mentioned in the comments, but I told mutual friends who asked, not
It's
those
so
who
annoying.
attacked me, what really went down between Mary and me. I guess they told other mutual friends, and it got around to Julian. He asked her if my story is true, and Mary apparently got really defensive. After some back and
Oh,
forth,
shit.
she called him an option that she's keeping around until Dave's single or she finds someone better. He dumped her right there and then. Mary
Good.
must have spiraled after that because she
Until
texted me
Dave's
through Instagram
single?
account
Girl.
saying, "I've ruined her life."
Delusional.
I don't believe in karma, but this honestly made me
That is
mad.
absolutely karma.
Also, I've called my grandparents and they didn't know how my mum really felt about me, which honestly puts my mind at ease a bit. At least I wasn't the only one being oblivious. I guess she did a really good job at hiding her true sentiments.
Dude, that's so
My
crazy.
parents, I've decided to go low contact with my mum and keep in touch with my dad.
Good.
He's not going to divorce her anytime soon for several reasons.
He
Also
should.
still on the fence on whether to cut ties with my mum completely or not.
No, you definitely
Already people in
should.
the comments mention that they're not in contact
She's
with their
literally
families
never gonna
anymore.
change
I
if you
feel
don't.
ready for that. I want to have a conversation with my mum first.
If you keep allowing her to be a
Just so
shit,
that I
she's
can
gonna
hear
continue to be a
what I've been
shit.
told by my dad,
People are
straight
shits
from
until they
her.
get
But
consequences.
right now, I don't want to have that conversation. So yeah, I'm basically keeping her around for now. And another update from OP which says, I don't really know how to start this, so yeah. Mary hasn't tried to
Can you
contact me
just give
again,
me-
but she started sending videos of her having fun with herself to Dave. It's been 3 so far,
Oh?
and they've all been sent through different burner accounts. He didn't respond to any of them, and we don't really know what we should do about it. He gets sent videos like that quite often, but it's usually just 1 video per person, not 3 in a row sent by
Yo,
the same one,
that's
which makes them easier to ignore and block. So far, he's obviously deleted all videos she sent him and blocked her on every account through. She tried to
Girl.
contact him. He hopes
You're that
he's not going
desperate?
to respond that she has stopped soon, and well, I hope so too.
You're
So I think
debasing
annoying
yourself by
hearing my
sending yourself,
ex-best friend
fingering
know my
yourself
fiance's name.
to your friend's
I also met with my mum
fiance.
today. She texted me
Oh.
yesterday and asked me to meet up. She knows that Julian and Mary broke up and
Oh.
also knows the reasons for it. I don't know how she's gotten the story. Apparently it was a weird mismatch of Julian, Mary, and Mary's mum. My mum was pretty distraught when she told me all this, and all of it didn't make a whole lot of sense. Mary told her this, Julian told her that, and so on. She ended up believing Julian over Mary for whatever reason.
Well, that's what I was
Maybe
saying.
it was
Is
because last time I
most
met
people
up with
shouldn't
my
be
mum,
parents.
I told her that Mary's interested
Oh,
in Dave,
Misa's in
and
the.
that obviously matches
He's in
Julian's
the little
story.
ramen
I
thing.
have no idea. I also didn't know why Julian told her. I've asked him to talk to my mum after
He's
some people
inside of the
suggested it in
ramen. Do you see
comments,
him?
but he seemed pretty apprehensive. I guess he ended up telling her anyway.
He's right.
Overall, she was very
Right there.
apologetic for not believing me and siding with Mary. She also asked me if Mary tried anything with
I guess
Dave
it is
so
miso
far, and I
ramen.
told her about the videos. She's really mad at Mary and has blocked her number for now, and also wants to limit contact with Mary's mother, as far as I know, but doesn't really know how to go about it yet. They share a lot of hobbies and are basically in the same clubs.
Oh,
books,
now?
sports, and so on.
You want to turn around and
Typical
come
late
back?
50s
Oh,
mum stuff,
fuck off.
basically. So yeah, I guess everything's fine. I'm still going to keep my distance from her, but she seems very genuine about wanting to.
She
make
only is
contact.
genuine when
We're on a better
she
path now.
sent
Still
porn
not
to
great,
your
but we're getting
fiance.
there.
That's like
This might also
not
be
good
the
enough.
last update, unless something big should happen. But if everything's going to stay the way it is right now, there's not much to update on. That is absolutely wild. The first post, it was all about, you know, this toxic friendship, and then it just sort of like revealed layers of family dysfunction. And I worry if Mary's behavior is going to change. I mean, she's literally sending inappropriate videos to Dave, which is sexual harassment. And that was a huge jump in escalating behavior
That is
in that itself.
insane.
And I think another huge heartbreaking thing about this one is OP learning about how her mum was comparing Mary to her, like almost wishing her as her real daughter for all these years. And although Mum is apologetic and OP says,
Like, I feel like Mom's only apologetic because everyone is turning on Mom when they found out the truth.
Apologizing just doesn't wipe the slate clean. So I hope OP at the same time keeps their mum.
I feel like Mom's parents called and were like, so we're not gonna have you in the will if you treat your child like that.
What do you guys make of this situation? Let us know your thoughts down in the comments below.
That shit is crazy. Bro. Honestly, I feel like the fiance should call the cops and report her for sending him that stuff, because she's creepy and a predator, so I feel like some jail time might be the best lesson for her if she thinks that that's appropriate. I would call the cops. Personally. Oh my god. Let me clear out this layer. I want to get to... I'm just gonna go to the 10th layer. I do really want to get to the iron though, but it's fine. It's fine. Right, like if she's given up, it's good, but I feel like she's only changing her tune because the tides have turned against her. Like, I feel like the mom hasn't actually realized that she fucked up, or that, like, hey, I'm treating my daughter like shit. I think she's just doing that because, like, Mary fucked up, and, like, anyone would see that that's bad. And so, like, anyone who sees that the mom is gonna be on her side isn't gonna think kindly of her, and she seems the type who only gives a fuck about her reputation. So that's why she wanted Mary to be her daughter, and that's why she was always appeasing her, which is just... Oh. My camera was on top of my fucking mouse somehow. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like that's what's happening. Oh my god, it's 5:13 already? Okay. I'll find one more short video, and then that'll be the end of the stream. Today's going by so fast. Oh my god. Okay. Lifelong friend is refusing to return an heirloom lamp that she was looking after for me. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, here's the link. This will be the last one we listen to. Alright. I know, this is like the 6th video we have listened to a lot. We are able to get a lot in. Let's go. We still haven't decided what movie we're watching next stream, but it's okay. Productive gaming stream. Got a brain rot a little bit. Felt nice. Hopefully I'll be able to set up really fast for the next stream, so I'll just be able to get it going. But with it being a laptop stream, I have to reset up the laptop stuff, so we'll see how easy that is. True. Alright, here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
Hey, Waffle Gang, I do hope you're well.
Alright, let's clear this. I can do these next 2 layers in this amount of time. Don't chase me.
Let's crack on with today's first story.
Dude, turn around.
Love, guys. Now, today's first story comes from Always Never.
I hate when my fucking shit doesn't listen to me.
Subreddit, and it says, "Am I the arsehole for demanding back a loaned antique?
Wow.
That wasn't supposed to be a gift. I, 45 female, have a dear friend, Lauren, 43 female. We grew up together and she was a bridesmaid at my wedding 20 years ago. Several years ago, my husband and I had a great opportunity to work and live abroad for a few years. It required that we sell our house and most of our belongings and put the rest in storage.
Okay.
One item I did not want to let go was a beautiful antique crystal lamp that belonged to my late grandmother. It holds many important memories for me. Unfortunately, our storage unit was so full that I was afraid I wouldn't be able to squeeze it in without giving up something else we wanted to keep. I mentioned this dilemma to Lauren, and she jumped in with an offer to hold on to the lamp for me. She said it would look gorgeous in her living room, and she would be proud to display it there until we got back.
Weird.
I was thrilled. Well,
Dude,
our
fuck you,
time
slime.
abroad recently came to an end, and we're now back in the US. We bought a new house, collected our belongings from storage, and are in the process of furnishing it. I asked Lauren for my lamp back, and she got all pissy and said that she understood it was a gift. I reminded her that it was a family heirloom that she promised to keep for me.
That's
until I
so
got back.
weird.
She insists that's not how she remembers it.
Okay,
She
well,
said
you
she
remember it
adores this
wrong.
lamp. It's the focal point
What
of
the
her living
hell?
room decor. And
Girl,
if I demanded it back,
nobody
our
hears.
friendship would be over.
Okay, it's over then.
Heartbroken.
You're so
She's
weird.
one of
What
my
the fuck?
oldest friends. And while she
Yay!
can be
Thank you,
flirty, she's never done
Vincent.
anything like this
Let's
before.
go.
I don't want to lose her friendship, but I also don't
Her
want
friendship
to
has
treasure
been
the family
lost.
heirloom. It's also worth quite a bit of money.
She's
It
not a
closed at
friend.
over $2,000. To be clear,
Small
I am
claims.
100% confident that I did not tell her it was hers to keep.
Small
Given our
claims.
lifelong friendship, I thought it was safe to leave it with her. I can't even fathom why she thinks I gave it to her. We're
'Cause
not
she a
rich,
bitch.
and I would never give a gift that expensive to anyone. To make matters worse, I told my sister about all of this, and she hit the roof. That lamp holds memories for her too, and she was livid that it might be lost to our family. I've always intended to pass it down to my own daughter. So last week I told Lauren I want the lamp. She burst into tears and accused me of putting material things over friendship,
Yes.
but said she'd give it back. Although she keeps coming up with excuses why she's been too busy to either bring it over or let me come back
Girl,
to get it.
call the cops.
Now I'm wondering if she's right. Is a lifelong friendship more important than a lamp? Am I the
Right, so it's
asshole
not just a
demanding
lamp,
it
it's a
back?
family
Hurting
heirloom.
people's feelings and making her think I don't
It's
care
not
our
about
friendship.
what the object is,
I'm
it's a
trying to read
family
the top
heirloom,
comment
it's
here because I
sentimental.
feel exactly the same. Top commenter said, she's the one who issued the ultimatum. She's the one who would rather have her aesthetic house with a lamp than you as a friend. She's the one who convinced herself you'd let her keep her beloved antique, despite the fact that she literally only has possession of it because you wanted to keep it. Her own logic and story is full of holes and she knows it.
Yeah,
That's
she
why
knows she's
going
full of
nuclear.
shit.
When was the last
It's
time you
so
were at the
weird.
house? Have you seen this lamp recently? Are you sure it hasn't been broken or sold? Or is she just really so deluded that she built a room around an item she doesn't own? And has
That's
been
so
showing off
weird. Why
her
did she do
antique for
that?
years? Oopie says, yeah, I have to agree with you. Thanks for your comment. Oh,
She's
and yes,
so weird.
I did swing by our house to say hello a few weeks ago when we
Like,
first got
what
back,
the
and the
heck?
lamp was there.
I know, I need to learn Spanish.
We're still in the process of buying
Shut
a
up.
house, so I had no place to put it.
I'll
When I
call
do
my
that,
mom, have her
and damn
translate
it,
for me.
I want it back. Opie responded to a deleted user and said, I'm hoping she's just behaving like this because she really did remember it wrong. It's been a few years after all, and just hasn't come to terms yet with losing something that she clearly has fallen in love with. We'll try to reason with her and see what happens. But all of the responses in here are solidifying my initial belief that I am not in the wrong by demanding it back. Commenter says to OP, having read most of the responses so far, I think if it was me, I'd send a letter, email, whatever that puts this
Or I'll
good advice
swap
together
out for
and
that,
points out the flawed
sell
logic that
this,
she is
and buy
using,
this.
and then give her a few days to think and reconsider. It seems like this behavior is really out of the blue from what you described, OP. So maybe something's gone wrong. I mean,
Something's
who
wrong with
knows?
her.
It could be that she was always like this and you didn't see it. Friendship sometimes be like that. But there might be something else going on. If a little time and a clear-headed look at the whole situation doesn't elicit a reversal on her part, then I agree with all the posts that suggest pursuing the lamp through whatever means she
Duolingo
needs
streams? I know. I need
In
to
the end,
learn
this is the
Japanese
final
first.
possible boundary, and she has made the decision
Need to finish
sacrifice
learning
her friendship.
Japanese.
What a shame. Hope
I
she
need to
now
have more
sees
time
the
in my
light.
week.
I'm sorry. It was just
So I have the
my
brain
errand.
capacity
I'll
to
see
do
myself
that.
out. OP responds saying, I wish I had time to respond to all these comments, but right now I'm just responding to the few that really strike home. So yeah, you've touched on multiple important points. First, this is definitely not normal behavior, but I mentioned she's a bit quirky. What I meant by that is that she can be a bit OCD.
No.
So maybe what's going on here is that for some reason she's become kind of obsessed with this lamp and has convinced herself she's in the right.
Can I make it go
I
back?
tend to be a compassionate person. It sounds like you are too in recognizing that maybe something's gone wrong in her life.
Can I enter?
Leading to this bizarre
Are you
behavior.
there? Yes.
Given that I've been overseas for the past few years,
Nice.
it's possible there's something going on that I don't know about. Although we
It
have
feels like
been
there's
touched from
something
afar,
happening.
she hasn't mentioned
There's something
any
else
issues.
here, for
The approach
sure.
is worth exploring. I've read all your responses so far, and they have confirmed for me that I'm not in the wrong by asking for it back. I still would like to think there's a chance of saving the relationship. I like your idea of trying to have a rational conversation with her, maybe in writing, and trying to dig into what might be going on in her life, causing her not to see logic in my right to ask for it back. Best case scenario, she senses my compassion and I care for her and asking what might be going wrong in her life, rethinks her position in keeping the lamp, and agrees to give it back and talk things out with me. Thanks again for your feedback and your witty last line.
It's just
gave me a
so
giggle.
weird.
Another commenter says, OP, something that's not been touched on that will be a likely default on Lauren's behalf is that she will do everything to play the victim in your social circles and paint you as a pariah, since she's already threatening you with throwing away a 20-year friendship over a lamp. In today's social media obsessed world, she'll come out as the one who's been wronged. OP says you make a very good point. The good news is that she's not really much into social media. We do have a lot of friends in
That you
common,
know
but
of.
she's generally not the type to go around airing dirty laundry.
That you
I'm still
know
hoping
of.
she'll rethink her position and we can put this behind us, as I'm willing to forgive and forget, but either way, I'm getting that lamp back. Opie's saying, you know, she's not the one to go around airing dirty laundry. I mean, Opie didn't really expect to take the lamp in the first place. Right?
Japanese is
Opie
good
wasn't
language
trusting
for
Lauren in the
commercial
first place.
purposes?
He said,
Girl, what the fuck are you
"As
talking about? I
pointed
just
out,
want to learn
I didn't
Japanese
just
so I
give
can
it to someone
speak
to
it
use
and talk to
potentially
people
destroy.
from
I
Japan.
trusted it with someone I've known my whole life, who has never done anything to harm me. As I felt better about
I want to be
it
able
was
to
that I've been
speak
collecting
Japanese when I
dust
go
and
to
storage.
Japan,
And
so I
figured
can
my
talk to
grandma would
people
appreciate knowing it was being shown
and actually
and loved
enjoy
while I
my
was
time
away.
there instead
I
of
posed this
just
question to
being
find out who the
lost.
arsehole for wanting it back, not for trusting her with it in the first place. If trusting a lifelong friend means I suck, well then, I don't want to.
I don't
not
learn
suck.
things for commercial
Obviously, it turns
purpose.
out my trust was misplaced, but I don't blame myself for trusting her in the first place. And some of the questions in this one did have me thinking on my thoughts about the situation, about having some compassion for her, etc. And I usually like to think that I'm compassionate towards people in the stories and try to think about what they're going through, etc. But I don't know, I kind of felt like the heirloom is priority in this situation.
Yep.
Like one of the comments said, that
Definitely
she made all these
priority.
choices
Okay,
about
not
the
that one
friendship.
yet.
She's decided that, no, I'm going to keep it, etc. So one of my initial thoughts was, you know, just go round, knock on the door, say hello, have a little chat over some tea, etc., and then just pick up the lamp and walk out.
Literally just
afterwards.
take it, yeah.
You know, she can make a
What is she
decision
gonna
from
do?
that point on, and then you can potentially find out if there's something further going on. But sometime
I mean, I
later,
guess
she
I think
comes
I
in with a
genuinely
rock
just
that
want to
says,
like
"I got the
talk to
lamp
people
back."
when I visit
I want to thank
Japan
everyone who
and
commented for
actually
all the
understand
support.
what's
Happy
happening.
to see how I was allowing Lauren to
I follow a
manipulate
lot
me
of
into believing
Japanese
that somehow
people.
I was in the wrong
It
for
would
wanting
help
my
to
lamp back.
speak the language.
Early this morning I drove over to her house. It's Saturday, so I figured she'd be home, and she was. I could tell as soon as she opened the door.
I have a
that
lot
she
of
knew why
Japanese
I was there.
fans.
And
It'd be
yes,
nice to
the
speak
lamp was
the
there.
language.
Someone commented a suggestion that I bring her a bottle of wine to thank her for caring for the lamp. And I thought that was a great idea. Lauren does love wine. I brought a very nice bottle that we brought back from abroad. I said, I'm
As far
sorry
as the
things have
language
gotten tense
tier
between
lists
us.
for me to
I
learn,
do value her friendship very much.
Japanese,
I handed her the bottle
Irish,
and told her, this is a gift to say thank you for taking such
South
good care of my
Korean,
grandma's lamp.
because
I
it's
said, I'm
slightly
sorry if there was
different
any
than
confusion
the
about my
dialect in North
intention
Korea.
letting you hold on to it. I think you know now how important that heirloom is to me and my family, and I need to take it back.
And then
She kept saying
Spanish.
She believed it was a gift, but I stood my ground and said she's
But I don't
remembering it
interact with
wrong.
that much Spanish
I
media is the
reminded her
thing,
that
so it's
this
like
was a
not,
family heirloom.
other than like my
I
fans
said,
who speak
"Think about
Spanish,
this. To you,
and then my
it's a pretty
family,
lamp.
whenever
To
they
me,
go
it's
to
a
Mexico.
reminder of
Other
the
than that,
party
I don't ever
grandma
have a
and all the
reason to
wonderful
use
times spent
Spanish.
in her house with this lamp lighting up a living room. How could she argue with that?
Right.
I didn't get angry. I remained calm but firm. In the end, she just threw her hands up and said, fine. And I unplugged the lamp, gave her a hug, and left. She was clearly upset.
Good.
I didn't stick around to see how she reacted.
Nice.
I don't know what's going to happen with our friendship. I will say that I feel differently about her now. But if she's willing to move past this, so am I. Lifelong friends are hard to come by. and one dispute shouldn't end it. If we do move forward, I will know not to trust her with something like this again. But it's entirely possible we'll never hear from her again.
I think she was planning to steal it from the beginning, because she was like, it would look so gorgeous in my living room, like...
I want to answer a few questions. First, I wasn't going to get the police involved. This is a civil matter, not criminal. I know I have the option of small claims court, and I guess I would have if necessary. I have plenty of photos of that lamp in my other house, and even in my grandma's living room. My sister lives in another state, so bringing her wasn't an option. My husband would have come with me, but I wanted to try and work this out between us. Yes, I should have gotten something in writing before we left, but it was a very chaotic time, and I didn't think about anything but being grateful.
You don't think you have to do that for your friends.
Lesson learned. I don't really care what she says to our mutual friends. If anyone asks me about it, I'll tell them the truth.
The kitten.
The top commenter on that one says, well done on getting your lamp back and remaining calm and kind. It's a difficult balance in situations like that. It's also
I'm glad she got the lamp back, though.
You have to think to get something confirmed in writing when trusting a lifelong friend. I think you can walk away with your head high and conscience intact. It's now down to Lauren to decide what sort of person she is. Opie says thank you, and you bring up an important point. I did take some heat.
What does that have to do anything what I just said?
And while I admit I honestly didn't even think about this at the time, we're getting ready to move overseas. Things were crazy. I think that even if I had, I might not have done it. It would have made for an awkward conversation, implying that I don't trust someone who I've known for my entire life. She's always been a bit sensitive, and I'm pretty sure that discussion would have been uncomfortable at best. Kinda like asking the fiancé for a prenup. It shows that you think there's a chance something will go wrong.
That's less weird. Prenups are a good idea. Do prenups.
I know better now. Commenter says, it doesn't need to be a formal letter. Even just a text saying, thanks for looking after my lamp whilst we're away. It's such a sentimental heirloom, but know it's in great hands and really appreciate taking the time to watch over it for me. When we get back and move it into our place, we'll have to have a housewarming. You can bring the lamp instead of a bottle. She says, yep, I wish I'd done that. My only excuse is that it was such a chaotic time. I made some other mistakes during that time too. Bringing stuff with us overseas that we shouldn't have brought. Not bringing stuff that we should have. Not completely understanding the culture we're moving into, etc.
And that's why you don't just move to random places.
But hey, I got my lamp back, so this wasn't either. And one more from Dull Income who says perfection. So glad my suggestion of wine eased the transaction. Merry Christmas. And Opie says, so you're the person who suggested the wine. I was trying to find your comment again. That really was a great idea, and I do believe it made a difference. Thanks again. And
yeah, the wine was smart.
Opie got the lamp back in the end. It kind of feels like Friend still isn't backing down, which I think ultimately is just going to continue to damage the relationship.
Just so weird.
She could have turned around and said, yeah, absolutely sorry, I overreacted there, or whatever. But she doesn't seem to be doing that. Throwing your hands up and saying, fine. Isn't really
the way I see prenups is you're either going to get the prenup that you and your fiance write with each other, or you're getting the one that the government gives you when you guys hate each other. And wouldn't you rather figure that out while you guys are still on good terms? And you want the best for each other?
Now our next story comes from Ali Ramadan Zero, who says, am I the arsehole for telling my older brother he deserved to be dumped after he made fun of me crying? Hey Reddit, I'm a 15-year-old guy, and this week has been one of the hardest of my life. My dog Romeo passed away unexpectedly a few days ago. It wasn't just a dog. A lot of people get what I mean. It was my best friend.
Yeah.
And the closest thing to me since I was 3.
Because essentially what happens is if you get divorced and you don't have a prenup, the government has already written a really shitty one for you.
Stereotypical tough guy. Super popular, full of
so, if you want to go with that one, be my guest. I would not.
Dismissing anything that doesn't fit into his worldview.
Like, you really want the government to be the one deciding how you guys get divorced?
I'm too sensitive.
Nah.
And I think he's a bit of an ass. But I genuinely thought he'd understand how much Romeo meant to me.
Also, you can put shit in, like, a cheating clause and stuff.
He could have at least respected that.
Or other things that, like,
you guessed it,
aren't actual concerns if you have a good relationship, but would just make you feel better. And if it's a solid relationship, the person's not going to have a problem with that, because they're going to understand where you're coming from and wanting to protect yourself, and they would also want to protect you and themselves if they actually care.
From One Piece. He said things like, "You're really crying over a dog, and man up, it's just an animal."
What?
I tried to ignore him at first and asked him to stop, but that just seemed to make him more of an arsehole. He kept going, saying things like, "What's next? You're gonna hold a funeral for him?" And even pretended to cry in a mocking way.
What is wrong
I don't
with
know
your
what
brother?
changed in me, but I snapped. I was hurt, angry, and just so fed up with how shitty he was being.
How old is the
I
brother?
remembered that not long ago his girlfriend of 2 years had broken up with him. Ever since, he's been moping around the house, blasting sad breakup songs and talking to anyone who would listen about how heartbroken he is.
Lol.
So I looked him dead in the eye and said, "At least my just an animal loved me. Your girl clearly didn't love you the way she cheated on you. At least my dog died loving me. Your girl is still alive and didn't love you." He froze, completely silent. Then his face went red.
Ate his ass
Stopped
up. He
uttering
might beat your
an
ass
absurd
though.
word. Fast forward to later. My parents heard
He
from
might.
me.
He's
Thanks
gonna.
to him, of course,
He's gonna
and
get
told me I
pissed,
was out
but
of
like,
line. They said I went too far, and I should apologize because what I said was
don't
cruel.
apologize.
But here's the thing. I don't feel like I owe him an apology.
You don't, and also you were
He mocked me when I was
correct.
grieving, dismissed my feelings, and only stopped when I hit him where it hurt. I know what I said was harsh. I know
That's
it
so
wasn't the
fucking
nicest thing I could
funny.
have said, but honestly, he started it. If
He
just
did
showed
start
me a
it.
shred of emotion, or even left me alone, I wouldn't have gone there. Now my parents are pressuring me to make things right with him. But I don't see why I should have to apologize when he was the one who started being shitty first. Am I the arsehole?
No, do it again.
Some info saying the stereotypical tough guy, super popular, full of confidence, high school type shit, and then says the stereotypical tough guy who does musicals. Opie says no, I meant like the typical Disney Channel tough guy. Thanks for this comment though, it gave me a laugh.
Oh,
The next commenter
lol.
says to be not the arsehole.
I was confused by that
They
too.
are when he starts teasing you. Tell them no. A 20-year-old who makes fun of a sibling
He's
who
20?
fights for a pet is heartless. It also makes me wonder if he has a mental
He's
illness,
20?
maybe a psychopath.
Acting like that
I suggest you stay away
to a
from him.
15-year-old.
This is serious problems.
Girl, you should beat
I
his
like
ass.
my
What the
pet
fuck?
Tell your parents he's 20, not 2, and he needs to apologize.
Like, Mom, why are you coddling him? That is a whole
He
adult.
says thank you for this.
I'm
I'm very
15.
sorry for your loss as well.
What the fuck?
Commenter says, did you share your side of the story with your parents?
That's a grown-ass
Did you say what
man.
you said, or do they only have your brother's version of events? It doesn't matter. They're clearly just asking you to say sorry to keep the peace because it's easier than being parents.
Yep.
You can offer a non-apology. You know, the sorry you got offended type.
Yeah,
It'll
do
just
that.
Make it worse. No apology. Or
I
just
love
something to
doing
satisfy
that
all
personally.
parties. In a few years,
I love
you
a
have
petty-ass
options of whether or not to
apology.
be in your brother's life or allow him in yours. Sometimes playing the long game is more beneficial.
My favorite is,
Also, sorry about
I'm
your
really
part.
sorry that you're too fucking
Opie said,
stupid.
I didn't share it with my parents. They told me that what I did was still not justified.
That you got
I know how my brother
upset
is.
by that.
They did have to sympathize with me,
I'm really
and I
sorry
just
that
hope
you're like
they can do
this.
something about
I
it. I
apologize
do want
that
to be in his life, and I want
you're
to be
this way.
closer to him, but I do want to change myself so I can achieve that. Thank you.
That's my favorite type of apology.
It says how your brother is. I mean,
Also
don't let him get
screws.
to be because they keep making excuses for him and forcing those he hurts, you, to be the bigger person. How is he 100% on them, and by pushing you to apologize in order to smooth things over, they're failing you? The child in favor of a grown adult. And Opie said, damn, that's true.
Girl, that
Make
shit
people
goes
being
both
kind
ways. White
to
women were
totally
some of the
be
main people
in the comments
who
about
oppressed
losing
black
pets
people
and
in general,
okay
so
to
I don't really
cry and
see
all
your
that good
point
stuff,
there.
because absolutely it is. And it's really
I don't think you're really
sad
making
and
the point you think
heartbreaking
you're
that a
making.
20-year-old looks at their brother who's crying and doesn't show them support. I'd be devastated if I saw a family member crying and would want to comfort and support them in any way I can. But Opie did come in with
Like,
an
no,
update,
actually,
said,
white
"Long
women
story
have a
short,
shit ton
I
of
think my parents had a
privilege.
talk
You're
with him.
not gonna win
And
me
if
over with
not,
that
he just came
argument.
to his senses. He came and knocked on my door and I opened it. He gave me the biggest hug he's ever given me in such a long time. It was much needed for both of us. He apologized
Yes,
and told me how he
sir?
realized how much of an arsehole he was being.
Are you my
He's changed
baby?
for the worse and has just realized
you
it.
wanna say
I
hi?
apologized as well for reminding him of his girlfriend and roasting the shit out of him. He deserved to be fair. We legitimately had some bonding time,
you
but we kept
sleepy,
apologizing and playing FIFA and just
That's a
talked
sleepy
everything out.
kitty?
And we both agreed to try and be better
Oh,
with each other and our parents
baby.
and just try to become the best versions of ourselves.
Exactly, a lot of the
I was
suffragette
genuinely
movement
so
in general was
flabbergasted that he
incredibly
actually did that,
racist.
'cause I haven't seen my brother show emotions in a long time. but these 2 days have somehow changed him, and I'm not complaining. Thank you so much for everyone for the advice. I really appreciate it, and I'm so grateful for everyone who cared to read and comment. Reading these positive comments made my week, and made me know how I was right and wrong, and what I could do to improve myself. Again, thank you guys. Another edit. We actually are going to make a funeral for Romeo. But now, I'm going to turn this one to you guys.
They should do a funeral.
Of this situation. Do you think
yeah, I'm glad they squashed it. Brother needs to
let us know your thoughts down
get a therapist, though.
And just a huge thank you for being here today.
Like, oh my god, bro. Yelling at a 15-year-old over a dog. Like, I get it, you got dumped. Shit sucks, or whatever. But, like, don't take that out on your 15-year-old brother. What's wrong with you? Also, a lot of feminists and the suffragette movement and a lot of that shit in general tends to be extremely transphobic. And also, I am not a fan of gender essentialism, and a lot of it stems from weird, like, bioessentialist thinking and rhetoric. So I'm not really a fan of feminists. I've said this many times. Not, like, if you say, oh, I'm a feminist, I'm a radical feminist, especially radical feminists, immediately no. Immediately no. Not friendly to sex workers, not friendly to trans people. Feminists are kind of a red flag for me, because I don't know if I trust you or not, or if you're gonna be weirdly violent towards me. So, like, not a fan. Personally, like, I'm gonna need you to extrapolate on your stance a little bit more before I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, feminism. Like, no, because a lot of it is insanely transphobic. So, yeah. Feminism is not the end-all be-all of progressiveness, and I need people to learn that. I need them to learn that. It's like baby's first step when you're learning what equality is, but then you should probably go past that. 'Cause it's very limited. It doesn't include a lot of marginalized groups, like, at all. A lot of feminism just only focuses on rich white women. Not even poor white women, just rich ones. Like, I don't care about that movement, I fear. So, yeah. I wasn't saying you were, I was just stating my stance on feminism. I know, I'm a trans man, so I have so much more privilege now. They want to rape me and get me pregnant so that I can be a forced incubator. It's such great privilege. Such great privilege. I love it. It's like, should I go to sleep? Yeah, I'll just go to sleep now. That'll be fine. Ooh. Gatherer. I always do Gatherer, though, because, like, damn, we leveled up tons today. What the fuck? Damn. How did we make so much money? Oh, it was the kale. Okay. Good to know. Yes. Thank you, thank you. My stuff is now on Fansly if you want to keep watching me. Yes. Although we're ending stream. Ugh. They do want to put us in underground milking chambers, bruh. That's what the conservatives want. That's what they want. We can't let them have it. Whenever someone brings up the subject of breaking gender roles, it ultimately undermines the concept of gender equality by stating that this is an exception and not the status quo. Sort of. Not exactly, though. because you can simultaneously break gender roles while not having it undermine the concept of gender equality, because for the longest time the concept of gender equality just meant that women can do everything that men can do and not the reverse at all. So like men can break gender roles by wearing a skirt or whatever, and that's not gonna undermine the concept of gender equality at all. Like, it doesn't. Generally, breaking gender concepts through clothing or hair is the number one way to do that. So, yes. Yes. Oh, Jean, don't talk about that. Now I'm hungry. Exactly, Lemon. Exactly. A lot of times, I would say that, like, I'm trying to think of a good example. I'm blanking because I'm tired. But I'm gonna use Ellen DeGeneres as an example because I fucking hate her. But, like, there's times where Ellen does stuff where she'll, like, she absolutely falls into the category of trying to break gender roles while also undermining the idea of gender equality. I'll just say that she is a good example of that because I hate her. I hate Ellen DeGeneres. Ugh. It's reached a level of development, but anytime it reaches some level of, like, another stage of, like, progressing to a new level of development, it always knocks back down a few before it goes back. Like, even with women's rights and stuff, for example, like, you know, they got the ability to, you know, go to work, wear pants, work in factories, all this, and then as soon as, like, that really started being, like, a prevalent part of, like, society and, like, making a difference there, they were like, oh, okay, so the war is over, actually, go back to the kitchen, and then, like, that whole thing. But so anytime there's, like, progress, it always goes back, because some people don't like progress, and so they don't like change, and therefore they're gonna do whatever they can to force it to stay how it was. But that's just kind of how things cycle, I think. Yeah. Women came first, man was made to serve the bear and bear the burden of war and labor. Women are the image of the divine, man was made as her slaves to obey. Yeah, see, this is why I'm calling you a rad femme, by the way, because that is the same thing that rad femmes say. And I don't like rad femmes because they're just insane as incels in the other direction. Like, just like incels hate and degrade women, rad femmes hate and degrade men in the same weirdly disgusting way. And I don't like either of them. I don't like either group. Both disgust me. I think they are subhuman, and I don't think they deserve to have their opinions listened to. Because it's just embarrassing that your brain works like that. Like, it's genuinely, like, embarrassing for you that you're like, no, boys have cooties and girls are good. No, girls have cooties and boys are good. Are you 5? You haven't grown up out of that point of your life? Because I grew out of that in elementary school. Like, are you okay? Like, no. You don't get to claim like, oh, I want equality, blah, blah, blah. Except this one is subhuman. This one is beneath me. That's not what equality is, babe. That's not how that works. Also, I hate creationists. I don't like religious people. They need to not have any opinion on anything to do with biology, considering they don't think evolution is a thing that happened. Go away. You're not part of any scientific conversation. Your opinion is not relevant. It is not wanted. It is not helpful. You live in a delusional world that is not grounded in reality, and I don't know what to do with you, but you cannot be part of scientific conversations, like, at all. It's very odd. It's very weird. Girl, I don't care that you're a boot-looking fucking dumbass man who thinks that, oh, women are better than me. Like, take your fucking kink and keep it in your bedroom. Don't make it the rest of our problem. I literally don't care. Male feminists are oftentimes infinitely worse than rad femmes because they are pick-me's to the most embarrassing degree. Male pick-me's are some of the worst, most degenerate people to exist. They also should not get opinions, just the same as girl pick-me's should not get opinions or say in any topic when it comes to how society should operate, because they literally exist to appease someone else, and I don't respect people like that. So, no. Like, no, actually. No. If you think any one gender is weirdly, like, inherently better than the other one for some fucking reason, you're stupid. You're stupid, and I don't respect you. Also, we're leaving gender fluid or non-binary people out of the conversation completely, which just tells me a lot that you haven't even, like, brought that up. You're like, men and women, gender war. Meh. I'm in middle school. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. They want to kill all of us. Shut the fuck up. So, like I just said, religious people are not allowed in scientific conversations, and you are a weird religious dogmatic bitch who just has weird opinions and says them in the weirdest way possible. I don't like you, I don't like your opinions, and I don't want to talk to you anymore. You're so weird. Chat, we're gonna use this as a teaching lesson for the rest of us, because there are so many people like this guy that exist. Like, if you find yourself fighting with someone and that person is a religious zealot, an incel, a rad femme, or a gender essentialist of any type, or a pick-me from any category, they are not worth your time. They are not worth a conversation or effort. Their brain is fundamentally broken on, like, a core level, and until they reflect, get some self-awareness, and then seek massive levels of therapy to fix whatever the fuck is broken, there's just no getting through to them, because they just, like they're fundamentally broken. Like incels, for example, think that every problem in their life is caused by women existing. Rad femmes think every problem in their life is caused by everyone, really, but men existing. Pick-me's just will do anything to appease the object of their affection, regardless of whether or not it's correct. that is why a lot of people who voted for Trump, for example, they don't actually know what they voted for. They don't know what he was saying he wanted to enact when he got into presidency. They weren't really paying attention at all. They were just like, yeah, that's my team, I'm gonna vote for that guy because I like him. And that's really as far as their thinking goes. And that's what a lot of these type of people who are in these types of mindsets are like. It's very team sports type of mindset where it's like, women, good side, men, bad side, or women, bad side, men, good side. Like, it's that shit. Basically what I'm saying is the world is not black and white like that, and anyone who is in that frame of thinking needs so much therapy to undo that type of thinking that it's not worth having a conversation with them. Like, it's just really not. It's sad how many people that type of thing applies to, but I truly think that the best way to deal with this type of person, because it's truly becoming an epidemic of this type of person who is just stuck in their black and white thinking and refuses to think outside of themselves and how they've decided that the world operates. Like, they don't take in any new information at all. And I don't know. If I had more data, I would link it to the decline in literacy of our country, and also the heavy reliance on AI to complete basic tasks for people. Yeah. It's just depressing, isn't it? Anyway. Right-wise. Yeah. A lot of people, I think that a lot of people find comfort in their delusions, and that's why they cling to them so tightly. Even when faced with like reality or science or any of those number of different things that they're like, no, but I want it to agree with me, and then it just doesn't agree with them, and then they get like really mad about it. Yeah, I think they're clinging to their delusions as like a comfort thing because they don't like change. And change would also include them realizing that they're wrong. Yeah, reality is really hard. It's like kind of complicated, and I have to like use my brain a little bit to like filter things out because I'm being fed propaganda, but it's so much easier to just believe the propaganda. This is literally what they are. It's yeah, I think more people should really be forced to read Fahrenheit 451. Everyone always talks about 1984, but I actually think Fahrenheit 451 is a better book for this type of thing. Cause like I've read both, obviously. I feel like Fahrenheit 451 is underrated as fuck. It's so underrated. Right? Yeah, exactly, Ellie. There's insane contradictions, and they will just like spout these contradictions as if they aren't contradictions, and then get really mad at you when you point out that it's a contradiction. It's very weird. Yeah, it was required reading in high school for me too, and then I read it like 5 more times. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, if you haven't read Fahrenheit 451, add that to your reading list. Listen to the audiobook, something. Just listen to it. It's kind of like it's kind of like Animal Farm in the sense that it's just like very straight to the point. Well, it's not straight to the point, but it's like there's like a thinly veiled like, oh, this is what's happening, like, oh, we're animals on a farm, but actually the the topics being discussed are very like blatant, you know? Yeah. Animal Farm's another one people should read, but they won't. Same with Lord of the Flies. Honestly, so many of the required high school reading list books are peak, honestly. So good. Right? Like, it's so good. I read it twice for school. And then I read it again after that. Ugh. Okay. Okay, Jean, I haven't seen that, so okay. Yeah, that's true, Lemon. But the thing is, I've read that also, and I just don't know how they take what they take out of it. It's just, I feel like it's kind of like The Art of War, where it's like you take out of The Art of War what you had starting when you were going into it. Does that make sense? Like, if you kind of already understand the fundamentals of what's going on, then like it can be helpful in the sense of like, oh, okay, yeah, that's interesting. Like, I kind of already knew that, but it's interesting to see this written from this time period and etc., etc. But then there will be people that read it and they're like, oh my god, this is amazing. I've never considered these ideas before. Oh my god, my brain is exploding. And yeah, and it's just like, but these are like, you know, pretty basic things though. I feel like that should not make your brain explode reading that. You know? Yeah. Mouse, yeah. Also good. Because if you give a mouse a cookie, it's gonna want some milk. Yup. Exactly, Jean, exactly. Like, it concerns me when someone, like, I'm trying to think of something else. It can, because like, it blowing your mind would make sense if you're 10 years old, you know? If you're 10, go, that's awesome. You're learning. I'm so proud of you. But like, if you're an adult, oh my god, we're doomed. Oh. Also that, Peterman, also that. I mean, I was just trying to give The Art of War as an example because everyone's gonna know what it is. I feel like everyone's read The Art of War, right? Right? Anyway. Exactly, Jeffu. Because, like, I think that's the thing that concerns me the most, is that, like, it's written for people who are out of touch to get revelations. So, if it's giving you revelations, what group are you in? You're in the group that needed to be, have basic stuff like that written out for you. Like... That's so funny. Oh my god, yeah. The Art of War is good if you're like on Wall Street. Maybe. Like, Yeah. Yeah, like it's not really, it's not for like, it's not for most people, you know? Like, especially because a lot of the stuff that's in it is just really basic. It's just so fucking basic. The enemy of my friend is my friend. Or the friend of my enemy is my, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That shit, like. Also, no. Also, a lot of it is just no. It's wrong. But also. I feel like a lot of people don't have their brains turned on these days, and I'm in pain constantly. Because stupidity scares the shit out of me. This level. This base level of willful naivety scares the shit out of me. I mean, it definitely goes hard if you've heard it for the first time. I'm sorry, I'm just ending right now. I'm just ending. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Bro, what the heck? Anyway. Just gonna put you in a timeout. Anyway. Weird. Anyway, so I rambled for too long. I'm gonna go prep for the next stream. Might take me a little longer because I talked. But I don't know what movie we're gonna watch. I need to set it up so you can actually like see me and stuff, and then I'll probably get the I'm trying to decide if I want to run the bath before or after I start it. I'll probably run it before. I just don't want it to get cold. I'll run it after. I'll start the stream and then I'll run the bath. Yeah, we'll do it on the stream. So I'll just get everything prepped and then I will join you over there. You vote for the Meg. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. I'm super down for a shark movie because I love shark horror movies. They're so funny. They're so funny. They're so funny. Why are they so funny? So yes, that sounds great. We should watch that. Okay, we'll watch that because I'm in the bath too. It's not a bath. It's not a beach. It's a bathtub. The Abyss. Ooh, okay. Well, we'll choose which shark movie because there's quite a few good ones. Sharknado. Okay, not Sharknado. I've seen that one too many times. We'll decide which shark movie once we're in the beach, and should be fun. What's the one with ice cube? God damn it. All right. I will see you guys over there. Otherwise, I'll see YouTube next Friday. Probably just do more Stardew, hang out. It'll be chill. Yeah. It'll be fun. So, if you want to keep hanging out with me, we're going to move over to Fansly. I'll be on there in like probably an hour. Give myself time to reset. I need to take the makeup off for the bath because it's not ideal. Although my hair is a nightmare, I might actually just leave this all on. Yes, next Friday is Valentine's Day. So maybe next Friday we'll work on trying to seduce one of the villagers. Exactly. We're gonna get an NPC date next time. Shane. I'm gonna get you, bitch. Alright, so we'll seduce Shane next time. And until then, I will see you guys over on Fansly. And yeah. Yay. Should be fun. I will kind of promote the next stream, but I think I'm just gonna post a link on Discord and Twitter, so yeah, because I don't really have, can't really post it on Instagram and TikTok, like, I'm in the bath. I guess I could. I'm gonna be wearing clothes. I'll promote it once we've gotten the bath full, though. So then I'll be in my clothes in the bath, and then I'll film a TikTok, and I'll do it that way. Mostly because it'll be funny. We have to think of what audio it'll be. Alright, should be fun. I will see you guys over there. I'm gonna shut up so I can go get ready now. So, I will see you guys. Bye! Bye, bye, bye. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to my rant about politics. I'm trying to not focus on politics too much because it's making me too depressed. So, yeah, let's go distract ourselves in the bath with sharks. Yeah. Okay, bye!